Long shot, watch it front, Salak looking for the goal. Yuri Pastuka ties it. 2-2 as Yuri Pastuka the giveaway. Florida has it. Farmer scores. Alonson standing outside Erickson. He's pumping the crowd up. Listen to this. It's getting ready to go down.
They have it back behind the net. On the attack here, inside the line, Lathan. Four shot, hit wide, and rebound. He couldn't get the far play. What a save made there. First on the board for the first time. Bermuda in front, he goes, away. Rolling Kramer across. The shot in front, he scores! Roman Kramer wins the game in overtime. 4-3 the final. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome live inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. Kendall Grayson with you as always. And as always, everyone, thank you for tuning in and making this broadcast and the Thunderbirds part of your weekend. It's the Athens Rock Lobsters in town for back-to-back games. Twin City looking to win over the Rock Lobsters for the first time this season. They are 0-7 in these head-to-head matchups against Athens this year. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can turn that around and continue their good play as of late. Twin City enters tonight's game on a 3-game winning streak thanks to 3 victories over the Biloxi Breakers here last weekend. It was 9-2 on Friday a week ago. Thunderbirds had the most goals scored this season in a single game. They set a new season high for most goals in a single game a week ago, 9-2 win over Biloxi. The Saturday night game was 4-2. And most recently for this team back on Sunday, a 6-3 win for 3 consecutive over the Breakers on the weekend to put points in the standings for this organization. And that is what is so important this time of the year. 6 games remaining, including this one here tonight. We have no more 3-game weekends. It's Friday, Saturday here, and then the following 2 weeks, home games on Friday, road games on Saturday. And that's it for the regular season schedule. And I mentioned the standings and the points, so critical this time of the season. Thunderbirds have 67. The Ice Cats of PD in front of them with 75. And that is the only battle going on right now in the Continental Division for who is going to make the postseason. The Athens Rock Lobsters leading the way have clinched. Monroe has also clinched. And then Columbus is in 3rd place. They are guaranteed a spot in the postseason. The top 3 teams still looking at seeding, and that's what they're playing for in the final weeks. Baton Rouge has been eliminated. Biloxi has been eliminated. And so now we're just going to see if it'll be the Ice Cats or the Thunderbirds to take the 4th and final playoff spot in the Continental Division. On the other side, the Empire Division, still the Binghamton Black Bears leading the way. They have 128 points now. Port Huron behind them with 94. Blue Ridge is not mathematically in yet, but they could clinch very soon. They have 81 points. Topeka's behind them with 76, and then it's all the way back to Danbury in 5th as they are still fighting for their playoff lives entering the final couple of weeks of the regular season. Watertown has been eliminated, and Indiana has been eliminated. That's what it looks like on the standings. Here's what we have for you for around the FPHL tonight. Scores from around the league. Topeka will be on the road to play Indiana. Danbury on the road to play Binghamton. Baton Rouge with a road game tonight against Biloxi. Then Port Huron will host Watertown. Blue Ridge will host PD. And Columbus is going to play host to Monroe. The PD Blue Ridge game, very important for the Thunderbirds' playoff hopes, as is this game right here before us. With a 7:35 puck drop on the way between the Thunderbirds and the Rock Lobsters. We'll see if Twin City can win for the first time this season in a head-to-head matchup against Athens. They're 0-7. This is the 8th meeting, and then the 9th and final meeting will be right here tomorrow with a 6:05 start time for Atrium Health Night. It is 90s night, the promotion this evening. So it's 90s night tonight, and then coming up tomorrow, It'll be Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist night. Thunderbirds will be in specialty sweaters that will be auctioned off following the game in section 113. And so that's what we have for you for the promotional side of things for the weekend. We remind you that opening night at Bowman Gray Stadium is April the 18th. Visit bowmangrayracing.com for more information. The Thunderbirds have introduced gold medal pricing for the final home games of the season. And you can find out more about that at twincitythunderbirds.com. But some really good discounts for the remaining home games, including tomorrow night's game, which again will begin at 6:05. Anytime you're here for the home games in section 113, you can visit the Flock Shop and stock up on the latest Thunderbirds merchandise. So we are getting ready to go. We'll have a look at the updated roster and the updated statistics for each player. Not all these players will play tonight, but this is what the current lineup looks like for the Thunderbirds. This is what the current roster reads. Jacob Schnapp, Kason Gallant, John Butita, Jan Salak, Roman Kramer, Dom Dumas, Zach White, Nate Keeley, Chris Mott, Yuri Pastuka, and Cole Crowder playing forward. Now, Pastuka played defense last couple of weekends. We'll see if he does it again here for tonight's game. On defense, Kate Hanley, Jack Johansson, Connor Craig, Grant Bondi, James Farmer, Troy Harwell, Matt Garcia, and the goaltenders are Boris Babick and Chad Purdy. Babick will be the starter again, and on the other side, it's going to be Carter McPhail. So McPhail will get the call for the Rock Lobsters. It'll be Boris Babick here for the Thunderbirds, as we always do for these home games. We will step back and take a listen to the announcement of the Geico of Winston-Salem starting lineup live. But we can tell you that it's going to be Babick in net, then Jack Johansson and James Farmer on defense. The forward line, the top line of Kason Gallant, Roman Kramer, and Zach White, they will start the game. Troy Harwell is not playing tonight. He is out. Matt Garcia also not in lineup and not playing for the Thunderbirds. Otherwise, everyone is in. And again, we'll see if they can find 3 very important points in the standings with a win here tonight. All right, we will step aside here in our post-game show. We'll have a break. And during the break, we're going to hear, as we always do, from head coach Steve Harrison with our opponent preview for the weekend and our weekend preview here for these back-to-back games. It's the same opponent, the Athens Rock Lobsters. Athens has a game on Sunday. The Thunderbirds do not. And so they'll play here tonight and tomorrow night and close out this 9-game season series against Athens. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in, getting ready for tonight's game. And we'll step aside and be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. What a day. Rock and roll, let's go!
If you want an experience that wakes you up, a place where you can scream to your heart's delight, go ahead. No one will hear you anyway.
Yeah, let's go, baby!
Here, you don't just watch. You feel. Come as you are and have a damn good time.
Who is your daddy?
That rumble you hear, that growl you feel, that's us.
Hell yeah, boys!
When you compete at your best, you need a team that keeps you moving. At Yadkin Physical Therapy, we're proud to be the official physical therapy provider of the Twin City Thunderbirds. From the first evaluation to hands-on treatment, we focus on what matters, reducing pain, restoring mobility, and building confidence. Because performance isn't just about recovering, it's about training smarter, strength, stability, balance, and control. Our therapists tailor every plan to each individual so you can return to the ice, the gym, or the job feeling stronger. The same level of care we provide the Thunderbirds is here for our whole community. Students, weekend warriors, and families helping you stay healthy and perform at your best. Yadkin Physical Therapy in Yadkinville. Call 336-677-1800 or email ypt@yadkinphysicaltherapy.com.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
April 21st, 2009. Dear Amy, today your life is going to change forever. At 5 p.m., you will give birth to a little boy, almost 3 months premature. When a doctor tells you that your little baby has a brain bleed. And the hardest part is when you pack up to go home from the hospital, he won't. But he won't be alone. And all the doctors and nurses at Atrium Health are going to take such good care of him. And they'll reassure you that there's no better place for him to be. But as time passes, you'll begin to understand this child is special. He'll fall in love with soccer, training to someday join the U.S. Paralympic team. This little boy is not only alive, he's thriving. And believe me when I say, everything is going to be okay. How do I know? Because I am you. 13 years later. Sincerely, Amy Wilotica.
Kendall Grayson here with head coach Steve Harrison for our weekend preview ahead of the team's 2 home games against the Athens Rock Lobsters. Coach, last weekend we saw a lot of goals being scored. It looked like your team was doing well. Specialty teams, what are some things that you want to take away from the 3 wins against Biloxi and hopefully bring it here this weekend?
Well, I hope the winning tradition keeps going. You know, that's the main thing there. But we're going to have to just play a solid game. It's not going to be a wide open affair here. We're going to have to play tight and when we get our opportunities, you know, take advantage of them and then not give them anything, you know. And as I said, you know, during the week here, if they're going to get something, they got to earn it. And you know, the last few games we played against them, I think they've taken the opportunity, and I give them credit for it, but they haven't earned everything. We've kind of gave them some stuff that led them to get some goals. So we're going to have to tighten that up a little bit. But I feel good. The great atmosphere this week. I think the guys feel good. We came off 3 big wins. So it's going to be a tough road. We got our work cut out for us, but I'm looking forward to it. It should be a fun weekend.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks very much.
I like having one company that kind of do it all because I feel like it reduces the mental load of having to research and figure out, what do we call this time? It's just, we'll call Quinn.
We were with a different company that we had a contract with, and our HVAC went out. And they were not able to respond quickly, so that's why we contacted Gwen. And they were able to come out the same day, and we were able to fix that problem. Something that stood out to me about the Gwen staff members that came to our house is they all seem to really care about doing not just a good job, but also about the house. They paid a lot of attention to detail as far as where they put things and how they installed things to make sure there was no damage. They seemed to really care, as if this was their house. After they fixed our AC unit, we were very impressed that Gwen had multiple services. So we went ahead and got a service contract with them and have used them for electrical and plumbing and HVAC.
So eventually we knew that we wanted a charging station for our car. What impressed me was it wasn't just a return of an online quote, it was, let's come out and take a look at it. It felt like they were wanting to help, and then the actions followed. They actually were able to come out and help, so I appreciated that. It's that consistency. So when I call, I know what I'm gonna get. They're going to be responsive, they're going to be polite, they're gonna get the job done, and that keeps me coming back.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
And welcome back live inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Kendall Grayson with you as always. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey as we're getting ready for another matchup between the Rock Lobsters and the Thunderbirds. We saw the Rock Lobsters here a few weeks ago, and then the Thunderbirds dropped the Friday and Saturday game, also dropped the Sunday game, but the Sunday game was a thriller and really, I think, started the Thunderbirds with their high-scoring games that they've seen lately. Really started last against this opponent back on Sunday of 2 weeks ago when Twin City put 6 goals on the board and nearly erased a 6-1 deficit in that game. A 7-6 loss, and since then, Thunderbirds have won 3 consecutive games, and they'll try to win here again to make it 4 in a row overall. We will take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard report as we keep everyone updated. But again, there's important hockey going on around the league. It's just that time of the year where everyone is very interested in what everyone else is doing because it relates to the postseason and the playoffs. The PD and Blue Ridge game is starting right now with a 7:30 start time, so it's just about ready to get going. Port Huron has a 1-goal lead at home against Watertown, and there's no scoring between Danbury and Binghamton. Danbury's a team like the Thunderbirds on the outside looking in for now, needing to win. And so that one is scoreless. We'll keep you updated as things progress. The Ice Cats won a 5-1 decision back on Sunday against Monroe. Thunderbirds were briefly down by 5 points in the standings on Sunday, but then PD's win pushed them back to an 8-point lead, so it's currently 8 entering this series here on the weekend between the Thunderbirds and the Rock Lobsters. Thunderbirds' 3-game winning streak is currently the longest in the division by any team. After sweeping Biloxi last weekend, Thunderbirds are 5-5 in their last 10. And again, we'll see if they can defeat the Rock Lobsters for the first time this season. Athens has won 8 of their last 10 games. And their Sunday game will be against Monroe this week. Here comes Coach Harry and his staff. As they pass by Garrett Rutledge, the head coach of the Rock Lobsters. Coach Harry ready to lead them again. And we'll see what the Thunderbirds can do for us here on this Friday night. This is going to be a critical game. Tomorrow night's game also critical. Well, I need to certainly get off to a good start to the weekend. Thunderbirds were able to do that here a week ago with a 7-goal win over Biloxi. Carter McPhail, the goaltender for the Rock Lobsters. Once again, it will be Boris Babick for the Thunderbirds. Babick has played more time in net than any goaltender in the league this season. He's also faced the most shots. Twin City did a good job in last weekend's series in limiting the shot volume against them from Biloxi And the Thunderbirds able to put a ton of shots on the board. They had 60 in the final game. Here come the officials for tonight's matchup. And so we are nearly ready as the Thunderbirds will be in their red sweaters tonight. They had the red sweaters, the black sweaters, and the specialty sweaters last weekend. Athens hits the ice now. The Rock Lobsters, they're going to go from left to right in the primarily white sweaters. They've got the red helmets. And the Thunderbirds will attack right to left in the upcoming Pine Tree Tavern first period. American Elevator will have the national anthem. And we'll have the Geico of Winston-Salem starting lineup. The Pine Tree Tavern first period. The Flow second period. The Culver's third period. All for you here this evening. All right, so we are nearly ready to roll. The lights have been turned down. The red floodlights illuminate the zone 2 hour left. And soon we will see the grand entrance of the Thunderbirds here for the weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Kendall Grayson with you as always. It's 90s night, the promotion this evening. And getting ready for this showdown between the top team in the division. And the Thunderbirds in 5th place currently on the outside looking in for postseason consideration. It's the top 4 in each division this year in the FPHL, which is a little bit different than in previous years. There's no play-in game. It's the first team will play the 4th ranked team. Second will play the 3rd ranked team. All right, here we go. Twin City in search of win 24 on the year. Athens looking to win a game for the 40th time this season. So as the Thunderbirds hit the ice, it's now time for the Geico of Winston-Salem starting lineup. And here they are. Jack Johansson steps out. He'll start the game on defense. Here comes the former Rock Lobster, Kason Gallant. James Farmer will start the game with Jack Johansson on defense. Roman Kramer and then Zach White, as it'll be the top forward line that will go out there first. Boris Babick skates out to the blue line, and that completes the Geico of Winston-Salem starting lineup. It's now time for the Pella U start of the game. All right, thanks for tuning in. We will get ready for tonight's game and join our pregame festivities ahead of a big showdown between the Thunderbirds and the Rock Lobsters here on this Friday evening. We'll have a moment of silence first.
Tonight's Veteran Spotlight is presented by Kerry Larson with the Sign Shop and Truck. Helping your business and event succeed with premium signage and apparel needs. Thunderbirds fans, please help us recognize tonight's Sign Shop Special Service member, Eric
So pregame festivities underway here. We are nearly ready for the national anthem. And so obviously they're having some technical issues here in the building, so we apologize for that, but that's the feedback that you're hearing on the other side as we prepare for the national anthem. All right, so we'll have the ceremonial puck drop following the national anthem, and then we'll be ready to go for the Pine Tree Tavern first period on this Friday night. Thunderbirds in the red sweaters, they'll move right to left in period number 1. And it's Daniel Suarez out of Monterrey, Mexico, NASCAR Cup Series driver, who will get us going with the first ceremonial puck drop. We thank him for being here. He might have just said something to Zach White about his noted support of Tyler Reddick. And now we'll see Bolt out of the Winston-Salem Dash. All right, so 20 minutes on the board. And here we go. Thunderbirds will need a strong finish to the regular season to make it to the playoffs. They won their last 3, looking to win another one here. Zach White to get us going. Sit back and enjoy it. And it's another weekend of Thunderbirds hockey here in Winston-Salem, and it is now underway. Joe Mack plays immediately onside. Look out. Quick chance they score. 1-0, and it took 12 seconds. As the first shot of the night is in behind Boris Babick. It was a quick play in from center, and they have a 2-on-1 advantage down below the circles. And that's certainly not what the Thunderbirds were looking for. I think it'll be Eric Neely, and Twin City is going to have to work hard now. So Athens has scored 12 seconds into the matchup. Back into the defensive end as we're back. Connor Craig will take it. Fires off the skate of Jan Salak. Look to play it onside. Early on here in the Pine Tree Tavern, first period. They'll announce the goal now. And Twin City will look to respond after allowing the opening goal of the matchup. In front they go. Quick shot there from Jan Salak as he tried to put one in behind Carter McPhail, the goaltender tonight for the Rock Lobsters. McPhail looks on. Still in the opening minute of tonight's game. Out to center. Thunderbirds will find it from there. They'll drop it onside and now roll a line change. Across the ring and from the neutral zone. As it's put onside, back behind Boris Babick. Once it will go to find it from there. It's Eric Neely from Philip Virgili and Joe Mack on the game's opening goal. And the Birds go searching for it. Jacob Snob, he steps in looking to steal it. It's out and over the red line. Here come the Rock Lobsters. Back on the attack as Leafers puts it around the zone. Out towards center, found by Jacob Snob. Snob steps over the blue line, sends a pass. They fire one here, and then McPhail made a save. He threw his head back after he took some contact. And we keep moving, even strength hockey. The Twin City down early. It's 1-0. Shots have evened up at 1-1. Leafers, the near side. They'll look to wind it around the zone. Twin City finds it with Jack Johansson. Out to center. He's looking for a play up to Roman Kramer. Across they go as this one goes past Gallant. High inside the line. Johansson put it in front of the goal. And a turnover in front. They look to fire in. Save made by McPhail on the far side pad there on Zach White. And you could see he turned around and looked at the official. He thought they did enough to draw a penalty. Out to the neutral zone. Here come the Rock Lobsters. Michael Greco has it. He's in with Gus Ford. Ford's open in front of the net. They get it to him and he scores. And it's 2-0. 17:28 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. And Gus Ford has made it 2-0. So it's 2 shots on the board for the Rock Lobsters and 2 goals. Athens is still in a battle for the #1 overall seed in the division. And so there's a lot for them to play for here late in the year. They're locked into the playoffs. They were the first team in the division to do so. And Twin City's down by 2 here on home ice. They slide a pass back behind Nate Keeley. As Gus Ford gets the announcement for the goal. Down the rink, and it's going to be called back for an icing. So we have an icing with 17:13 left to go in period #1. Eric Neely at 12 seconds and Gus Ford at 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Offensive zone face-off. Far side circle. Twin City looking to strike for the first time tonight. Thunderbirds are down by 2 in the first 3 minutes of the matchup. In behind the net. They'll force a turnover. High in the zone is taken back, though, by Ford. And then nearly stolen away by Keeley. But the Rock Lobsters advance up the rink. Near side circle. No shot as Lowell will drop it all the way around. Keeley comes crashing in. John Butita to it. Here comes the captain, Butita. Up to Connor Craig. Craig is in. Backhander goes up and out. And a quick play there from Connor Craig. Looking to put the Thunderbirds on the board. Face-off will be to the left circle this time. We'll see Chris Mott ready to go. Out-of-town scoreboard report. PD is on the board, leading Blue Ridge 1-0. Penalty called here from center ice, and I believe the Thunderbirds will go to the power play as Dom Dumas was interfered with. Winston-Salem Dash mascot Bolt getting the fans fired up right here below us. All right, we'll see what the Thunderbirds can do here on the power play. Not the start they wanted, but a chance now to cut the lead in half. Right off the face-off. They had a play in front of the net. It was intercepted and cleared down the rink by Athens. So it's Kyle Powell at 3:22. Interference, 2 minutes to him. Thunderbirds are going to work on the power play. In comes Gallant. He was held up, and he tried to center, and that one nearly went off the skate of the goaltender. Hooking is the Cole. It'll be a 5-on-3. All right, so Cole Tarsi is in the box, and the Thunderbirds being outscored 2-0. Currently out shooting the Rock Lobsters at 3-2, and a big opportunity. 92 seconds, a 5-on-3 time. White goes across to Craig, drives one, save made by McPhail, and it goes all the way out to center. And it's played ahead in front of the home bench. Down the ring, collected here by the Thunderbirds in the defensive territory with 1:15 left on the 5-on-3. Early two-man advantage here in the game. Twin City down by 2. Near side, Craig is open, catches the pass, holds on to it across to go to Gallant. Oh, and this one just bounced in front of the net. I don't think that's what they were looking for, but it collects its way up and into the protective netting for a stoppage for a puck out of play. Now we have 64 seconds left on this two-man advantage. And the face-off. It's a victory. It went off the glass, but Thunderbirds looking here for their 43rd power play goal of the year. In on goal, shut down by McPhail. They'll move it around quickly. One-timer from White is saved by Carter McPhail. So I mentioned Twin City in search of power play goal number 43. The man advantage is 20.8% this year. The penalty kill for the Rock Lobsters, 81.8. Athens has scored 10 times shorthanded. The face-off. Dom Dumas, he'll find it. High he goes, up to Chris Mott. Across to Pastuca, back to Mott. Down low, Kason Gallant waiting. He'll find Chris Mott. Shooting one, they got the tip. It's free in front. They go across to the far side. And away it goes. It's still onside in the zone here. They'll try it up top. One-timer Pastuca. Smoked it wide of the goal. Racing over is Mott. Out to center. Now it's a one-on-one. Joe Mack against Pastuca. And he couldn't move around Pastuca. Only 18 seconds left to go now on the 5-on-3. Thunderbirds back onside, in from center, Butita. Center's in front. They'll look to shoot one. Up top, Craig has it, passes it quickly. Now to Jan Salak down behind the goal line. He turns. Looks for a centering option. High in the zone one last time. Craig in front, and they did not get the tip. And it's out to the blue line. Held onside by Salak. He put it down into an open corner. Now it's a 5-on-4. Thunderbirds down by 2 early on here in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Working on the power play. Great job there by Butita. Knocked that one out of midair and hold the zone. Well, then it's fouled by the Rock Lobsters, and down it goes. So Athens has scored twice in the first couple of minutes, and they kill off a 5-on-3. It's still 2-0. Here's Gallant shooting one. Glove save made by former teammate Carter McPhail. Media timeout, we'll take it. We'll be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
What are you doing, bub? Just fixing my chair. You should call Contract Business Solutions. Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate, two pillows, endless possibilities.
And welcome back from the opening media timeout of tonight's game. Thunderbirds are down by 2 here at the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Eric Neely and Gus Ford have the goals for the Rock Lobsters. They scored them in the first 2.5 minutes. Face off. Zach White, he'll look for it. Taken aside, though, by Athens. And they look to move it out of the zone. They couldn't do it. A giveaway. Jason Golant high in the zone to Jack Johansson. And it's intercepted away from him one-on-one. Here's Garrett Milan. Milan onside. Shoots a quick one. Got his own rebound, and he couldn't put it in. As Boris Babik makes a save. In behind the goal. They'll battle for possession. 13:35 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Athens onside. Here's Gus Ford holding on to it. As two former teammates will converge on him. One former teammate, Johansson, was involved in a trade to get Ford over to the Rock Lobsters. And out to center and eventually back onside for Milan. Turns, fires off the lower body with block. Found by Salak. Salak stops hard on the left foot. Snow shower follows that. Out to center. And they missed the pass, but eventually found by Keeley. Nate Keeley working hard here in the attacking area, looking to put the Thunderbirds on the board for the first time tonight. Twin City down 2-0. As Athens will find it. Here they go. Onside a chance. Calgin dropped it in, and eventually a glove save made by Boris Babik. As the Rock Lobsters found the plate of the trailer there. Shots are 9-4, still in favor of Twin City here early. Columbus leading Monroe 2-0. PD's leading Blue Ridge 1-0. Port Huron 4-0 over Watertown. And Danbury and Binghamton are still scoreless. Kate Hanley looks to charge out of the defensive zone with it, flipped it out to center. Athens will regroup from there. Hanley trying to search for it, goes off the boards. Found by Butita. And Butita, they'll throw it onside here. They did not make the center line. This will be an icing. 6:05, the time of the puck drop tomorrow for the rematch between these two teams. It's Atrium Health Night. We're looking forward to it. Thunderbirds will be in specialty sweaters for the final time this season. And those will be auctioned off following the game in section 113. And down he goes in behind the goal line. See if Twin City can move it out. The Birds will go fighting for it just inside the line. Butita swipes at it and now thrown back across the ring. Collected here by Connor Craig. Onside from Butita, down behind the line, found by Carter McPhail, the goaltender. Back down he goes. So McPhail, he'll try it on the near side. Eventually out through center ice. And played down in front of the Thunderbirds bench by Grant Bondi. Out to center. Jacob Schnapp now looking for it. Onside Virgili. In front. And on the backdoor play there, a play breakup from Grant Bondi. Otherwise, might have been 3-0. Down here by the red sweaters. As Cole Crowder will chip it out over the red line at center. High in the air, Bondi now fights for it. Found by Mott. Mott tried to lead a soft pass to Schnapp. Ran into Milan. And back and forth. Found by Athens. 11:03 left to go in the first period. Onside Milan, a chance to forward. Backhander goes off the glass. From the near side. As it goes by Cole Tarsi, let that one go. And nearly a giveaway here in front of the net. We'll see if Twin City can get it back. It's dropped onside. Now by White. Open is Kramer. Dances in front. Fires one. And he just missed. Up and over the glove hand of Carter McPhail. Zach White. He gets it again. And he'll zip it down low. Top line out there for the Thunderbirds. Looking to put something on the scoreboard. And intercepted high in the zone. Gus Ford takes a look to see who's with him. Into the corner. Centers. And stolen away there by Kramer. Off the glass. Now Shinkarik. He finds it. Goes across the rink. And Jack Johansson with room to work. Johansson skates it over the center ice red line. And gets it deep. And he will look to complete his line change. He's making his swap at center now. He's replaced by Cade Hanley. Back and forth we go. And on the near side, found by the Rock Lobsters. And Shinkarik goes back behind him. So we cross over the halfway point here in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. 2-on-1 for the Rock Lobsters. Quick shot, save made by Boris Babik, and nice job to poke it away. To keep it out of arm's reach as the Athens players are trying to get it back, but it's played by Salak. Onside, has options in front, couldn't center. I think he was trying to do that. Here's Hanley. He goes across to Craig, shoots a long one, it's blocked. Near side again, Cade Hanley. Hanley across to Connor Craig. In front, rebound Butita, and he squeezed it wide of the goal. Good chance though. Fans liking the effort. Thunderbirds go to work here in the attacking territory. In behind the goal, near side post, and almost a play from Keeley to Salak. It's taken aside and moved down the rink by Luke Croucher. Each team's making their necessary swaps. We have 8 minutes and 41 seconds left in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Here comes Jacob Schnapp now, but it's intercepted over the blue line. It's Matt. Curley holding on to it. He's run into. Far side of the building. Found by Bondi as he looks to move it out. Out to center. Kicked out there by Dom Dumas. And down the rink it goes. It's on. Babbitt would have been icing, but he had to make a play on it. And so he makes a save. That negates the icing. Athens with it. High in the zone, and they couldn't fire it. They'll move it around. Tarsi shoots one through traffic. Good save made by Babbitt. He reacted well to that one. Another opportunity here for the Rock Lobsters. Eric Neely, big collision, penalty called. Mac wanted a piece of Farmer, and they'll break away, but the Thunderbirds will go to the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill when we return with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwynn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwynn Services. One call does it all.
Every car gets warning lights, but did you know the color actually means something too? Red indicates an issue that requires immediate attention. Orange indicates a less urgent issue, like a vehicle service requirement. Blue and green give you information on lights and indicators. The more you know with Flow.
And welcome back from the second media timeout of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. James Farmer is in the box. 2 minutes, although they're not yet showing the penalty on the board. But it's 5-on-4. And so I don't know if they just don't realize that or if it's not working and they're going to keep it locally. But Athens goes to work here on a power play. Twin City looks to break it up. I've got 13 seconds gone by on the penalty. Now they put it up, and it's not started on time. Here's Gus Ford. Ford in front, looking to fire out. I think some of the fans here below me not happy that there's a chance in front of the goal. Thunderbirds are going to have, it appears, 13 extra seconds of penalty kill time that they shouldn't have had to deal with. It's Milan. They'll go into the corner, back behind the net. Twin City looking to move it out. Near side, Milan. Well, the officials should not have allowed the play to start when they were supposed to check up and make sure that the penalty's on the board, and that did not happen. It's a bad break for the Thunderbirds, especially here on home ice. Rock Lobsters will move it around. Shinkarik up top. They'll go across, far side circle to Ford. Shinkarik again. Milan calling for it. Good breakup, though, by Johansson. Off the backhand. He'll move it onside. Giveaway. White shoots one. Oh, what a shot there, but McPhail was ready for it. And made a great save on Zach White. Well, I've got 29 seconds. Board showing 42. Right now it's all Thunderbirds. Butita in on goal. Glove save by McPhail. And so a good save there on that shorthanded bid. Thunderbirds have had a couple of them. So I've got 24 seconds left on this kill. The clock is showing 37. Farmer is standing. And so we'll see if perhaps they release him early. As he's nearly been in there for the 2 minutes now. Out to center. Rock Lobsters working on the man advantage. They'll cross over the blue line. They'll drop it down low. Oh, looks like Farmer's going to stay in there. As Rock Lobsters working around the zone. Thunderbirds should have had Farmer out there already. Here he comes, finally. Matt across, good break up by Hanley. Nicely done, Kate Hanley, here they come. A rush in from center, Farmer fires, save made by McPhail. That was shot number 13 of the first period. Inside the line, White, Craig fires, bobbled by McPhail. Farmer was right there on the doorstep. All right, so Twin City 1 for 1 on the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill to start the game. Thunderbirds unable to score on a 5-on-3 power play they had earlier. But have looked pretty good. They gave up the first 2 shots, went in. So they're down 2-0, but since then, Thunderbirds playing hard here in the first period. We saw some chances shorthanded, and right there's the power play ended. Rush onside for the Rock Lobsters. They'll go in front, and in on Babbitt, he's got it. So Boris Babbitt makes a save, gloves it up, and flips it on the top of the catching glove to give to the linesman. Defensive zone face-off. Thunderbirds have lost it. It's back down low to the near side corner. See if they can move it out. Virgili a long shot. Babbitt with a nice save on him. Shots are 14-10 now, still favoring Twin City. Thunderbirds in the red sweaters tonight. They'll be in specialty sweaters, atrium-themed sweaters tomorrow. And those will be auctioned off following the matchup. Swept away from Roman Kramer. Down low played here by Boris Babbitt. Babbitt goes off the backhand, found by Jack Johansson. And nearly stolen away there from White. It's up to Zach White now as he got it back. Kramer tried to drop another pass, and it's picked off. He looks to pressure his man tightly and take it away from Milan. Goes out the other side, misses on the far side post, and we'll see if the Thunderbirds can locate it. And this one's called back at the blue line. That should send us to our final media timeout of the first period, and it will. So we will step aside and be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Being your best is hard. You gotta take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids. Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, like, this century.
Yeah.
At a Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples designed championship golf course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
All right, welcome back from the final media timeout of tonight's Pine Tree Tavern first period. Thunderbirds on home ice this weekend. They're down by 2 to the division-leading Athens Rock Lobsters. Face-off goes down behind the goal line, found there from Athens. They'll look to move it out from the defensive territory. Thunderbirds attack right to left here in this period. They'll fire off the backhand out to center from Johansson. Down the rink, it's found by Kyle Powell. They'll look to break it out. Given away, though. Thunderbirds back to it here. A chance in front of the net. And they fire that one wide. Crowder looking for it. Down low. They fire it on net here. Another try. McPhail with a couple of miraculous saves to keep it a 2-goal game. Well, it's not been from a lack of trying here in this first period. McPhail very good there. Denied Cole Crowder. And I don't think he saw the first one. I think it just happened to hit him. He was sort of leaning the wrong way, and then the second one, just a desperation save. Twin City looking for their first goal. They might get it here. Keeley's open. Score! What a goal from Keeley! Keeley was falling over there at the end of that play. He's been red hot the last few weeks offensively. That is his 11th goal of the season. Career goal number 33. What a big moment here. Thunderbirds desperately needed to put something on the board, and now they have. It's a 2-1 game. Twin City back with it, in on goal here as it rolled in on Babick, and he made a save. And out the goal to Nate Keeley. Jan Solak on the primary assist. Assist number 18 for him this year, 263 in his career. We're back, quickly driven in towards Babick, and he turned it away and then turns around to look to see where it ended up down behind the goal line. Teammates found it, and the Thunderbirds will put it down the rink. Kramer up to Gallant. His drive is stopped by the pass of Carter McPhail. Out to center. Here come the Rock Lobsters. We have 3:10 left to go in the first period. Here's Neely down behind the net. Circles. And throws it back behind the goal line again. It's time to Mack. Look out here. Neely open in front. Babbitt tries to cover. Couldn't do it. In on him, and it goes back behind the goal. Athens trying to go up by 2 again as they work it around the zone. It's into the corner, then back behind the goal, played by Hanley. Hanley across to Grant Bondi. He gave it away. Now we'll see if Hanley can go back to find it. And good move there from Hanley. Nice deception, returned it back across the rink to Grant Bondi. Zach White out of his reach, eventually collected by the former Thunderbird Gus Ford. Back to center. Now by White, goes ahead. Cole Crowder applying some pressure. And they'll zip it back to Ford. Ford dropped it down behind the goal line. Pastuca racing back here for Twin City. Moves it along to Johansson. And then out it comes from Mott to Crowder. Twin City's down by 1. It's 2-1. We've played 18 minutes of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Driven in on goal here, shoved away by the goal stick of Boris Babbitt. Still onside Milan, rolling in front dangerously and swept away by the Thunderbirds. Snop looking to lead a pass out to Crowder. Here's Ford though. Ford, slap shot, goes wide of the goal. Nearly went out of the zone, but it stays onside. Another drive, and this time a save made by Babbitt. Shots are 18-15, with now 90 seconds left in the opening 20 minutes. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Blue Ridge on the board, but PD has another one. The Ice Cats leading 2-1 in that important matchup. Thunderbirds need to win their game and have some help. And so far, each of those games are going the wrong way at 2-1. Offensive end face-off for the Rock Lobsters. Down in the corner it goes. They'll fight for possession from there. Thunderbirds looking to steal it away. Salak to Keeley. Keeley's got the goal, looking for another one. Keeley back behind him, long drive, and that one is steered away by Carter McPhail. Down behind the goal line. They'll move it around. Keeley from Salak at 16-19. Thunderbirds only scoring play so far here in the period. We've got 1 minute left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Out through center, onside Butita, drag move, and it goes away from McPhail. And so that one will give us a break with now 54 seconds left in the period. It's a puck out of play. They'll need a new one. Have one, sorry. Face off into the corner, found by Athens. They look to clear from there. Sincaric moved it out to center. And here come the Rock Lobsters. Philip Virgili tried a near side play to Neely, then swatted that nicely there by Pastuca. Fans appreciate that effort. Down it goes. Carter McPhail has found it with 34 seconds left in the opening 20 minutes of tonight's game. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can continue their come-from-behind efforts. They were down by 2. They've cut in half to make it 2-1. Nate Keeley has the goal. Here's Mack onside late in the period. Maye shooting one, blocked. 13 seconds remaining. Across it goes. Far side post. Johansson fronts. Maye finds it, shoots it. Wide it goes. Far side post, and that's it for period number 1. All right, so shots on net, 19-15 to the Pine Tree Tavern first period. And the Thunderbirds trailing here by a goal at 2-1. Each team will break apart. Thunderbirds will go out to give glove taps to one another, and also goaltender Boris Babik, who was beaten twice. First 2 shots against him went in. But I mentioned this earlier, several minutes ago. Since those 2 goals, Twin City doing a good job of battling back in this one. Now they have a goal to show for it. And so that's certainly good to see. We are in our first intermission break. And so NASCAR Cup Series driver Daniel Suarez is going to join JJ on the Fan Zamboni. Have a nice look there at Zam Man, rocking the Zam Man jersey. Tonight with NASCAR Cup Series winner and one of the biggest names in racing. Give it up for Daniel Suarez. How's it going, Daniel? I'm great. First off, how's this ride compared to the ride you're used to? Speed's a little different?
Well, inside the speed is a little different, but you know why the speed is different?
What's that?
Inside the car is a little bit warm. I'm a little bit cold here.
Oh, yeah.
A little chilly here.
A little chilly here. They probably should have told you to wear a jacket or something. Now, what's something the fans might not know about what it takes to compete in the Cup Series week after week? You've had a lot of success. What does it take to compete week after week?
Yeah, obviously, competition is very high. It's the highest level. But just like we were talking a little bit ago, when we start in February and we don't finish all the way until November. So it's really like a marathon. We are racing every single weekend, traveling every single weekend, and you really, really have to love it to be able to start strong and finish strong.
Now, is there one particular race this season you're looking forward to, a track that you always love, look forward to racing on?
The next one.
The next track. Bring it on, the next one right there. I like that answer right there. Now, here in hockey, hockey's a little different style. Oh, I don't know that. Yeah, the speaker's here. Now, hockey's a different sport. Hockey's different sport. Now, how would you compare yourself to a hockey player? You think you would be a sniper, a playmaker, or a guy who likes to throw his body around?
Do you know where I'm from?
Where's that?
From Mexico.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of ice in Mexico.
No ice. If it was, it wouldn't be that long. I know that.
Oh, yeah. So, listen, I have, before I came to the United States, I never really watched a hockey game before. And I feel like in the last couple of years, 3 years, I've been in a lot of games, and I have learned to appreciate the game so much more. It's a super physical game, a lot of fast sprints, and if you think about it, that's kind of like what we do as well. Sometimes, we have to be sometimes thinking about the long run, but sometimes thinking about the short run. And I feel like these guys, they really focus a lot in the short sprints, which is pretty cool.
Right, all right there. Now, as you prepare for a big race, the fans want to know, do you have a hype song that you go to? What kind of music do you listen to before your race?
Man, I have a lot of songs, but definitely from my amigo Pitbull, I Feel Good. That's a pretty good one.
I Feel Good?
I Feel Good.
Like James Brown, I Feel Good?
I Feel Good, yeah.
Okay, never mind. We'll talk later about that. All right, I like that answer. All right, now, if you weren't a driver, what do you think you'd be doing?
That's a good question. I really, growing up in Mexico, I played soccer a lot. So I really love soccer. But I'm going to tell you, and this is 100% honest, I really love hockey. Honestly, I feel like if I was born and raised in the United States, I would really try hockey because I think it's very, very cool. It's very fast. You have to be strong. You have to be a good leader. I have learned to appreciate and respect a lot of hockey.
Well, there you go, Coach Harry. If you heard him right there, he'll be pretty fast on the ice, I can tell you that. And, well, that's it right there. Thank you. Give it up for Daniel Suarez, everybody. Thanks for speaking with us. Great job. Nice to meet you.
And as always, go Thunderbirds! Come on! Thank you, guys.
All right, glad to bring you that live interview there with NASCAR Cup Series driver Daniel Suarez. Thanks for doing that for us, JJ, on the mic for the crowd here in the building. We are in our first intermission break. Here on the broadcast, the Thunderbirds are down by a goal at 2-1. We will step aside now for our intermission programming like normal, and then we'll come back and be ready to go for the Flow second period. Twin City on the board with a goal from Nate Keeley after surrendering the opening 2 scoring plays of tonight's game. Eric Neely, 12 seconds into the game for the Athens Rock Lobsters, and then the former Thunderbird Gus Ford making it 2-0 at 2:32 of period number 1. Thunderbirds get a goal back, though, with Nate Keeley, Jan Salak assisting, and Twin City outshot Athens 19-15 in period number 1, the Pine Tree Tavern first period. All right, we will step aside and be right back after this with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
2 pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS5OFF. Cotton & Crate, 2 pillows, endless possibilities.
What are you doing, bub? Just fixing my chair. You should call Contract Business Solutions. Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
We'll get into the Saturday game now. Coach just mentioned off of a big win there to get it going on Friday night. You fall behind 1-0 in the first period, and like you said, officially 24 shots on goal, just could not get one there in the first period, and then able to score a few times in the second period. Walk us through the first and the second and how that game started to play out for you.
Well, you know, the heart was going a little bit there, you know, because whenever you play a game like that and a goalie goes in and he hadn't played the night before, and someone talked to me about him, and they were like, well, we're not sure how good he is or whatever, and you know, so he just sitting there playing with house money, and all of a sudden he stops 24 shots, and you're kind of like, you know, maybe this is his moment of glory, and you know, we're not going to score. And we had some great chances, like, you know, if we'd had like 24 shots outside, but I think we probably had at least 12 to 15 like grade A chances to score, and they weren't going in, and that's when those things happen. It's nice that you're getting the opportunities. You think, okay, maybe it's going to break sometime, but you know, that's why playoffs here. Like, you know, like hopefully we're talking about the playoffs here in a couple weeks. But you know, you get into a playoff game and a goalie stands on his head one night, and you know that can turn the tide. And it's very hard in 3 games in 3 nights if one goalie steals a game for you. So a little nervous there at the end of the first. I like the way we played. I couldn't, as I said, I couldn't say, well, guys, you know, you didn't do anything. You know, we had 24 shots, and I'm not sure how many they had. They had, you know what I mean? But I just like the way we played, and as I said, we just couldn't score. So, you know, again, don't change. Continue doing what we're doing, and you know, all we need is one again to get back in the game. So it wasn't time to panic yet, but again, you have those things in the back of your mind that, you know, that goalie can steal a game for you.
So you get a couple goals there in the second period. Schnapp scores the game-tying goal. Salak gets the go-ahead goal there. Whitey gets a goal in the power play. The power play was, you know, like, again, I don't know, last month or two has been really good. Yeah. Once again, had a good weekend for you. But Whitey gets up there at 3-1. They get one late, you know, there in the final 6 seconds it was of the period to make it 3-2. And all of a sudden, you know, it's a different kind of game. But here we are, you know, once again, 3-2 going into the third period. And Kramer goes out and gets the insurance goal there at the end for you.
Yeah, I wasn't very happy with the the 3-2 goal. Those are the goals you can't give up late in the period, and what we did. And but again, we went in the dressing room, and not, all you try to do is give yourselves an opportunity, and we gave ourselves an opportunity to win a hockey game, and that's what you ask for. And I always tell the players, if somebody gives you something, don't let it go. Like take advantage of it. And we came out in the third, and I liked our third. And then Pregame scored late in the game there, and kind of solidified it. But I never really felt like. I don't want to say, I know it was close, but it didn't seem like we were in jeopardy of maybe losing that game. As I said, I felt pretty good about the way we were playing. And as I said, when Kramer put that one in to put the nail in the coffin, as a lot of people say, it was good to hear, and my heart stopped beating a little bit, so that was good.
Coach, we'll get into the Sunday game now, and the win that got you those 9 points, that closed out the weekend the right way. A little bit different than the first couple of games, tons of penalties. We saw some fights, and we got some questions relating to that we'll get to later. What'd you think overall of that game? We'll get into it here as you got the first three and got rolling again, but what'd you think?
Well, you always worry about the third game in 3 nights, how you're going to come out. And, you talk to a couple guys before the game, and they're a little sore, a little tired, or you're not really sure. And a lot of times when you're sore and tired, you play better. It's crazy, but you don't worry about trying to be this player or that player. You just go out and play, and so. But you always worry about it as a group, or the mental part of the game too. If they scored first, does that affect things? And so you're hoping for a big start and trying to get the things rolling there and trying to ease into the game there a little bit, and we did. And as I said, I like the way we started and continued.
So, continues into the second period. It's 3-0, then it got to be 3-1. Several times this weekend, you were able to put together streaks and scoring, 3 or more goals in a row. But there in the second and then early in the third, you start to really stretch it out. Ends up being 6-1. Dom here has a power play goal that we were just talking about a little bit in the break. Dom, what'd you see on that play, and what do you remember?
Honestly, I just saw a lane to kind of, step out and get a shot on net, and we were moving it well in the power play, but I kind of noticed we didn't have too much shots at that time, so I figured, this goalie's been making some good saves. Let's see if we can create anything here, and just kind of shot upstairs and got lucky enough it went off his stick and in. So
when he came back to the bench, I didn't see it, and I asked him, and he goes, "It was a gorgeous goal."
Yeah.
He said, "You should have seen it, Coach. I'm sorry you missed it. You got to see the replay because it was beautiful." And so I had to go watch it again. So, and now he describes it. I'm looking at 2 different goals.
It was one of 3 power play goals there in the game. Kramer got the other 2. We touched on this before, but once again, special teams was big for you. They get a couple of power play goals there in the final 5 minutes when it kind of got to be a little messy. But what'd you think about the power play specifically here for you on the weekend?
Well, that's going to be a huge factor. Power play, penalty killing. The power play for a long time was either hot or cold. There was no in between, and now it's I don't want to say we're hot, but we're creating chances. We're getting some opportunities, and we're scoring some goals. So the one thing there for a while there, and I always talk about the power play, you don't always need to score, but you need to create some energy. And you create energy by getting lots of chances and good puck movement, but a lot of chances. And for a while there, sometimes we'd get a power play and it would zap our energy. And as I said, lately, as you talked about, maybe the last month and a half, we've created some energy, and that's what we've got to do. And these next 6 games, that could make or break. You get a penalty, in the third period, the score's tied 2-2. That could settle the score. So it's going to be important coming down. And as I said, right now I like the way the guys have moved. Both power plays have done a good job. So hopefully we can continue that down the stretch.
Yeah. I think fans who came out this weekend got a lot of what's good about hockey. If you like high-scoring games and lots of goals, you got that. If you like more of a low-scoring game, that was kind of where Saturday's game was. If you like fights, you saw some of those on Sunday. Coach, and that's where I'm going to go with this. Had a couple of fights. We'll have some questions about it that we'll get to. What'd you think?
Well, that at the end there, their player there, he was looking for something, and we had one guy, and they just couldn't get together, I guess, and so that didn't happen. And he's that type of player. He didn't play very much. In my mind, that's not the time to do it. Even their other coach came and said, I didn't send him out to do that, and now he's suspended for 2 games. But that's the type of player you have sometimes, and sometimes you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And he wanted to be a part of the game, and the only way he could really be part of the game on Sunday was jumping our guy. And as I said, it just when things are warranted, on Saturday night there when Garcia jumped, their player after he tried to knee Galley there. You know what I mean? That's a player defending his own player, and then 2 guys the same size fighting, and it wasn't. That's part of the game, and those things are going to happen. And that guy there, when you're a heavyweight like that, some nights there's no one to battle with you, and so you're a non-factor, and he tried to be a factor, and as I said, now that's why he's the next 2 games he's not playing. So not a great situation. The fight on Saturday night, I loved it. There was no issue. What I liked the most about the fight on Sunday was Sally got in there. Everybody got in there. I'm not sure who was on the ice, but I know Sally was in there. There was a couple other guys in there like that. So that's what I liked. I was more happy about that one. As I said, I loved what Garcia did the night before, defending Galley. Great job there. And then, as I said, so those things. But their players' actions on Sunday. If no one's going to go you when you're a heavyweight like that, you're a non-factor. That's how I feel.
Anything else about the Sunday game before we move on to fan questions?
Well, as I said, on the Saturday night I gave it a little wee, but on Sunday it was the big yay like that, and we accomplished what we wanted to do. Yep. We're still in the hunt. And, when I went in, I told the players what I wanted and stuff like that. It was good. And I think the guys were proud of what we accomplished. Are we a better team than they are? I believe we are. But again, to win 3 games in a row at home, it's not easy. I don't care who you're playing. It's to win 3 in a row is hard. And so, you watch the playoffs here the last few years. You win 1, you lose 2. The second one, now you win the third one, or you might win 2 in a row. But to win 3 in a row, it's not easy all the time. So I was proud of the guys. We got our points, and now it's time. We rested for a couple days, and now it's time to go back to work tomorrow.
What a day! Rock and roll, let's go!
If you want an experience that wakes you up, a place where you can scream to your heart's delight, go ahead. No one will hear you anyway.
Yeah, let's go, baby!
Here, you don't just watch. You feel. Come as you are and have a damn good time.
Who is your daddy?
That rumble you hear, that growl you feel, that's us.
Hell yeah, boys!
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
All right, welcome live inside Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Kendall Grayson with you as always. Thanks for tuning in on WTOB Radio, YouTube, and Facebook for this Friday night showdown between the Thunderbirds and the top team in the division, the Athens Rock Lobsters. It's Athens 2 and Twin City 1 after the first period, as we have the Flow second period almost ready to begin. We get a good look there at the home bench, led by Coach Harrison, and here come the Thunderbirds. All right, so shots on goal, 19-15, favoring Twin City in period number 1. Nate Keeley with his 11th goal of the season. And that's the scoring play for the Thunderbirds to cut the lead in half, 2-1. Before that, live during the first intermission, we heard from Daniel Suarez, NASCAR Cup Series driver, drives the number 7 for Spire Motorsports. And we thank him for joining us tonight. Thunderbirds had their NASCAR night earlier this season, had to reschedule it, as many of you, I'm sure, are aware of. But Daniel Suarez joining us here on the weekend. The Cup Series is in nearby Martinsville coming up on Sunday. And so I know that we're going to have a few familiar faces here associated with the Thunderbirds making the trip up there on Sunday. Athens has a game. Twin City does not. And so looking forward to our friends in Martinsville hosting that one as the Cup Series is back on this side of the United States. Out west, of course, following the Daytona 500 and the race in Atlanta. Had the race at Coda and eventually back over on this side, Darlington last week. So nearly ready to go. Thunderbirds will now swap sides of the building and they will attack left to right in the flow second period. We'll see if Twin City can tie it and potentially then take the lead here in this middle frame. They battle back well after allowing the first 2 shots of the game to go in. Nate Keeley, he's got the goal, and he's looking for the puck here off the opening faceoff of period number 2 as we are back. Down the rink, Boris Babick makes a play on it. It's Babick, the goaltender for Twin City tonight. Carter McPhail for the Rock Lobsters. Onside Butita. In front to Keeley, chopped in front of the goal. It was blocked though. Found by Virgili. As he looks to move it out for the Rock Lobsters back the other way, and it's in behind the goal. Athens will try to swing it out to center, and they will here just along the red line. And then collected by Devin Maillet. Maillet slams it off the boards. You can hear that ring out loudly here. Intercepted again by the good guys. Here we go. It's Keeley. Keeley will flip it ahead. Into the corner, he'll bang bodies and try to work the puck free. Try to center there to Schnapp, who was open. As Dumas is in a disagreement with Devin Maillet. The 2 number 19s have some words back behind the play. Meanwhile, Twin City has stolen it away, and it will be Dumas to play it. And across it goes. Michael Greco, he'll send it back to the near side as they look to move it out. Batutio Pereira. And swatted down, onside though. Milan, look out here, drops it in front of the net. Thunderbirds made a brief play on it, couldn't move it out cleanly though. So it's fouled by Athens. Here's a clean play to it as Schnapp is wide open with it. Tried to sidestep a Rock Lobster at center, couldn't do it. Back the other way it goes. Back behind the net. Farmer, and he allows teammate, fellow defender Grant Bondi to play. Out to center, Mott looking to chase it down. It's up and into the Thunderbirds bench. 18-14 left to go now in our flow second period. Just underway in the middle period. Out of town scoreboard report. PD still leading Blue Ridge on the road by a goal at 2-1. Port Huron has dumped 8 on Watertown. It's 8-0 in the third period. Scoreless hockey between Danbury and Binghamton. Columbus leading Monroe by a pair at 3-1. Here come the Rock Lobsters crossing over the logo at center. No fire, an easy save made from there by Boris Babick, no problem. Topeka's got a 1-goal lead on the road against Indiana. Biloxi a 2-1 advantage on home ice tonight against Baton Rouge. We'll continue to keep you updated throughout the night. Athens is hosting Monroe on Sunday and Tuesday. Only game of the league schedule on Sunday, only game on the league schedule on Tuesday. It'll be another busy night in the FPHL, of course, tomorrow night, though. We'll have a 6:05 start time here. Onside is White, and he had it stolen away from him. They try to get it back, and Kramer is going to get called here for a penalty at center. He's not happy with that one. Well, Thunderbirds will go to the Bobo's Deli & Grill penalty kill. 17:44 left to play in the flow second period. Shots are now 20-16. It's a hook. That will be charged to Kramer. And Twin City to the Bobo's penalty kill. Still down by 1 here in the matchup at 2-1. And down it goes. Face-off win for the Rock Lobsters in the attacking territory. Long shot through a screen, goes wide. Kramer entered the weekend with 69 penalty minutes in his career. 35 of them have come this season. Now he's up to 37. Milan gives the pass across. They fire one good. Shot block, and it almost left, but it drops down, still in play. Twin City fighting to get it back here on the kill. Inside the line. Rock Lobsters to it. Pastuca in front of the net, guarding that important territory. Milan slides it in front. Virgili couldn't fire it. Pastuca to it, and he couldn't move it out. The advance was blocked. So it's Eric Neely who got the scoring going tonight, just 12 seconds into the matchup with it. They'll swing it up top. Gus Ford has his drive blocked and clear. Gary Pastuca gets to it, halfway gone on the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. Roman Kramer in the box, 2 minutes for hooking at 2:16 of the Flow second period. Zach White aggressive, nearly stole it away. It's back to Ford, now he'll have it, could be a 2-on-1. Zach White with a shorthanded bid, shooting one, and up and out after McPhail got a piece of it. Jack Johansson was calling for it way back behind the play. He was open, was tapping his stick, but White just elected to turn and fire one. See a defensive zone face-off coming up now. Here's Mott. He'll look for it right off the draw, but it's taken aside by the Rock Lobsters. Carter McPhail, the goaltender, played collegiately Division I for 3 different institutions, including Mercyhurst. As it just got announced today that Mercyhurst is going to unfortunately be ending their men's hockey program. Cleared out here by White. And down it goes on the penalty kill. McPhail also skated for Ferris State and Miami, Ohio. But it's the Mercyhurst Lakers who are going to end their program after 25 years. That news broke today. Here's the Thunderbirds to steal it. Kramer's out of the box. They kill it off. In from center. 3-on-3. White has it. Circling around. He rips a pass down low. Jan Salak fighting for possession. Trying to locate it. In front. They fire one. Oh, hit the top of the goal. Right off the crossbar. What a chance in front there. Thunderbirds trying to tie this one. They're down by 1 at 2-1. And it's number 2-1, Keeley, who has the goal. The crowd comes to life. Here comes Luke Croucher, gives to Joe Mack as the Rock Lobsters set up onside. Croucher goes across the pass. Long shot, stick save made by Boris Babic. Falls down to Salak. Salak able to lift it slowly through the neutral zone as the Thunderbirds will look to pressure now. Keeley, near side, couldn't steal it away. Onside for Athens. Virgili, he's greeted by James Farmer. 14:44 left to go in the Flow second period. Under 15 will be due for the media timeout next unless we have a scoring play. Athens is to it. High in the zone they go. Long shot, and it goes wide of the net. We'll see if Twin City can locate it here. They're pinned in for now. Connor Craig, he finds it. What a little play there behind the back to pass it across, and they'll chip it down the rink and able to get some changes made. There's Butita. He strips it away. Good hard-working play from Butita. He faked a pass across the zone, and he threw a check, but it's stolen aside by the Rock Lobsters. They clear it. It's headed to the line, and it will make it. It's icing. All right, icing called. We played 6 minutes in the Flow second period. Media timeout. We'll be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
We return from the media timeout. And once again, this officiating crew is not looking at the clock as we still have time left to go on the scoreboard during the media timeout. Those are pre-planned and coordinated. First time it happened, they let the Rock Lobsters have 13 additional seconds of power play time. Have to look to see if there's anything up there before you can get the game started again. In from center. Rock Lobsters will play it again, and then eventually found by Twin City. So Babick went across looking for a play over to Johansson. Johansson a handler. And Snop gets tripped up over the red line. Now he'll find it. Jacob Snop onside, looking to tie the game. His shot, good glove save made by Carter McPhail. So McPhail gives it a squeeze. Shots are 22-16. Thunderbirds down here by 1. Athens looking for a division-leading 40th victory of the season. Twin City in search of win 24. Zach White ready to go. Down he goes and goes into the corner. Kramer one-on-one trying to take it aside and away from Joey Coltarsi. Out through center. Here come the Rock Lobsters onside. Milan couldn't move around Pestuka, who blocked it. Twin City finds it. Here's Casey and Gallant. Gallant onside. Drops it down behind the goal line. All the way around he goes. White goes across. Inside the line, Pestuka. Long shot blocked in front as they look to find the rebound. They've got it. High in the zone. He'll try it again. Pestuka's drive goes wide. Far side post play there. Goal stick is out of possession of McPhail. He'll want it back, and he'll have a chance to grab it as the play goes out to center. Swapped onside, in behind the goal line. McPhail plays it, near side to Shinkarik. Out towards center. There's a check, and the Thunderbirds get to it. Here comes Gallant, onside, shooting one! Save made by McPhail, and he wasn't sure where it was. It's underneath him. As Gallant thought that one was going to leak through him, he tried a second attempt. So again, Twin City, after giving up the first 2 shots that went in, it was 2-0, 2.5 minutes into the game. Might have been shot number 3 officially as they corrected that, but the first one went in, and either the second one or the third one went in. It was 2-0, 2.5 minutes into the hockey game. After that, this team has responded well from not an easy situation. Athens has also been good. And so the Thunderbirds on the board. Back in the first period, looking for another one here in the second period. Rock Lobsters will have to roll the centerman out. And away we go. In behind the goal line, out towards the red line, and Thunderbirds racing back to find it here with James Farmer. Down behind the net, all the way around Salat. Out to center, big hit up high on Keeley. He ran into Salat. Both those players are back up, and they're all right. Long shot here on Babick, and he made a nice save. Good pad save made by Boris Babick. Twin City will find it. Goaltender Babick. Now Farmer. Slide to the Bondi. Ran Bondi out to Butita, and it went bouncing away and collected by Athens. So they'll pull it back to the near side, nearing the halfway point in regulation. Croucher, across they go from a breakdown, a shot, save made, Boris Babic. He played on as Butita finds it, but what a save there. It's up to Salak, he's onside with Keeley. Up to Butita, shot it, save made. Right pad save there from McPhail. The two goaltenders trade big saves here in the second period. Here comes Athens again. Neely drives it, stick save made this time by Babic. Joe Mack, he'll try to play it high in the air and up and out off a deflection. 11 minutes, 4 seconds left to go in the Flow second period here on this Friday night. We're right back here tomorrow, same two teams, different time, 6:05 the time of puck drop. It'll be a 5:45 pregame show for those looking to tune into that. If you cannot join us here in the building, we hope you can come out and see what will be the final regular season home game on a Saturday for this group. The Atrium Health Night, which is a big promotion. Powell wins a faceoff, or they win it to him. His drive is blocked. Dumas looking for a rolling puck here and collected by Powell. A clean faceoff victory for the Rock Lobsters. Powell's drive was blocked. Now they're back onside with Virgili. Slides it to his left. Twin City applying some pressure. Dumas, good pass, 2-on-1. Thunderbirds look to tie it. Mott holding it in front, rebound, they stuff it to the far side post, but it's kept out by McPhail and cleared. This is going to go for an icing. What a chance there. Carter McPhail survives another advance up the rink. Mott was wise just to put that one in on him. And nearly the game-tying goal the Thunderbirds have been looking for. Offensive zone face-off for White. He's got Gallant back behind him. Kramer to his left, the top line out there. And down it goes. It took a while to fall down as it went down and then went back up to Mack, and then it dropped once again. Rock Lobsters will get it deep as they look for a play from there. Ice Cats have scored again. They lead it 3-1. Here's a play to White, delayed offside though. But it's 3-1, PD on the road leading Blue Ridge. Port Huron still up 8-0 on Watertown. Scoreless hockey between Danbury and Binghamton. Here's Connor Craig to chop it ahead. Carter McPhail stops it behind the net. Near side, this one goes out to center. And Twin City will have to regroup from there. Drive it onside. Battling for it is Gallant. In the corner it goes. Maye will pressure him. Found by Zach White. Trying to lead it across the zone, but it's taken aside by Athens. Here they come. Milan steps onside with it. Into the corner. Played by Bondi. Down behind the line, Farmer looking to move it out. Right back for the visitors. And Devin Maye. Team making some swaps as it's collected by Farmer here behind the goal line. 9 minutes left to play in the second period. Thunderbirds down 2-1. Good chance onside now from Keeley. Made a nice move or two crossing over the blue line. Salak jumping in, looking to help him out. Keeley behind the goal line as the zone fills up and they start to work. Salak gives it to Butita. Quick shot and a glove save made by Carter McPhail. Media timeout. We'll step aside and be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
Did you know that not changing your engine oil can result in engine failure? Regular oil changes can extend the life of your engine and reduce the risk of engine failure. Schedule your next oil change on the Flow Garage app. The more you know with Flow.
We return from the media timeout. Thunderbirds looking for it here from the face-off. Far side corner, back in behind the net. Here's Salat. He gets to it up top, Johansson. And he lost the handle. Out to center, played by Cade Handley as Johansson was stick handling, and they have to regroup in from the neutral zone. Shots are 27-19. Here come the Rock Lobsters and Croucher. Nearly chopped away from him into the corner. They'll center, they'll drive one here. Good save made by Boris Babic. He was ready for it. Goes back to Cade Handley in the corner. That was the 20th shot of the night for the Rock Lobsters. Handley charges up the wing, snaps it ahead as that one got on top of the boards, and crashing in is Keeley looking to steal it. Aggressive play, aggressive pressure there. And nearly turned over in front of the goal as the Rock Lobsters struggle to bring it out. Now they're to it, offside. 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in our Flow second period. Columbus leading Monroe 4-2. Biloxi leading Baton Rouge 3-1. Topeka, Indiana tied at 1. Danbury and Binghamton now in the third period, no score. And PD still in front of Blue Ridge by 2. The Thunderbirds can find a come-from-behind win here. They're down by 1. If those two scores hold, the one that we have here and the PD score, it is possible that PD could clinch as early as tomorrow. See if Thunderbirds can do their part and come from behind and put 3 points on the board here. Inside the line, Virgili slammed down to the rink. Pestuka, and he nearly had Schnapp, but they'll miss on the pass. Schnapp did a good job to sneak behind everyone, and would have been him versus McPhail. Taken aside by the Thunderbirds. Now it goes back behind the defensive goal line. Twin City will look to find it. They'll get to it, Crowder. Virgili was all over Connor Craig.
Pay attention, ref!
And Schnapp is going to get called for a slash. Fans are not going to like that after the contact to Craig went uncalled. Well, this is going to put the Thunderbirds on the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill with 6:55 to play in the second period. And this will be one that they need. An important penalty kill ahead of us. There's the face-off. Thunderbirds to it. Zach White has room, and out it goes on the clear. Nicely done. So they will start this sequence by moving it down the rink and getting an early clear. Schnapp for slashing at 13:05, a 2-minute minor. Darren Milan up the left wing, cuts in behind the goal, looks for a friend to pass to. He'll zip it high in the zone. Near side, Carter Shinkarik. He waits, across they go, in front, look out here. They had Babic swinging post to post. Long shot in on him, makes a save. Thunderbirds looking to find it in front of Babic. Swept all the way into the corner. Athens up top with it. Shinkarik Far side circle in front, and through some traffic, this goes wide. 6:05 left in the period. Long shot. Babbitt with a save. And now 66 seconds remaining on the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. 6:01 left in the period. Shots are 27-22. John Butita out there on the penalty kill. Connor Craig, Chris Mott, Yuri Pastuka as we reset things for you. Face-off victory for Gary Milan up top to Gus Ford. Across they'll go. Ford calling for it. Ford has it. Shooting it. Save made by Babbitt. Spat out a rebound. Collected by the Thunderbirds. They clear to the line. Not out. Second surge as they look to fight back for possession. Mott slipped and fell, stands back up, in behind the goal now. Pastuka, he looks to work it back. 37 seconds left on the penalty kill. Up high, Gary Milan, he's got it, he's open. Across to Gus Ford, top of the far side circle. They'll switch with the captain Carter Shinkarik. Shinkarik looking to work it down the wall, he does. Neely across, Ford couldn't find it, Craig does, out it goes. Connor Craig gets the clear, 13 seconds left on the penalty kill. McPhail hustled back to the crease after there was some space and was open. Devin Maillet onside, Jacob Schnapp out of the box, penalty killed. Under 5 now to play in the Flow second period. Still a 1-goal game. Zach White was behind the defenders. He was calling for it. Roman Kramer would have gotten it to him if he could. As we've seen them take some chances and try to set that up now a couple of times. It's Leifers to play ahead. Eli Leifers up to Luke Croucher, away from him, back to center. Delayed offside for the Rock Lobsters. They'll find it after tagging up. Shot blocked by Hanley. Down behind the goal line, found by White, carries it high in the zone, then gives to Kramer. Up the wing, Kaysen Gallant, shooting one. It's deflected and stays in play. It hit the top of the glass twice, but stays in the offensive attacking territory. Now back the other way. Farmer, he'll get to it. Up to White. Thunderbirds looking to stretch it out. White chips it softly in front of the goal. They couldn't find it. It's back for the visitors. Under 4 minutes to play. In period number 2, the Flow second period. Off the backhand from Farmer, down the rink, and icing will be called against the Thunderbirds. It's our final media timeout of the Flow second period. We will step aside one last time and be back with the finish of the period and more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
What are you doing, bub? Just fixing my chair. You should call Contract Business Solutions. Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
And welcome back from the final media timeout of the Flow second period. Thunderbirds still down by a goal at 2-1. Now shooting the Athens Rock Lobsters by 4 at 27-23. We're back with the Thunderbirds finding it from the faceoff. Out to center it goes from Kramer, looking for a play to Gallant. Joe Mack He'll race in and collect it. Steps over the blue line and slides it back behind the goal. All the way around the building. Far side save made by Babick. They look to bank it off of him, and it's underneath him. Well, Babick, an aggressive goaltender, was drawn out of the net there just slightly towards the far side post, and they realized there was some space there, trying to drop it in off the back of him. Unable to do that. From the face-off. Broken stick. Thunderbirds get to it. That was Joe Mack that broke his stick on the face-off. He has a fresh one now. Winston had it, and it was shut down to the blue line. Connor Craig goes ahead, drops it behind the net to McPhail. They'll pressure quickly. Butita long shot through a screen. Not an easy one for the goaltender McPhail to see, but he made a stick save on the captain Butita. Jan Salak finds it, open in front, fires towards the net. He goes down, it's blocked. Pestuka, Craig shooting one and falling down and making a glove save is McPhail. 2:44 left to play in period number 2. These two teams are back here tomorrow in what will be the final Saturday home game of the regular season. For the Thunderbirds, 6:05, the time of the puck drop. Tickets available at TwinCityThunderbirds.com. We're in the final 3 weeks of the regular season. And Twin City fighting to keep their playoff hopes alive. Rock Lobsters fighting for the top seed in the division. They currently hold on to it. They've got the puck in from center. Gus Ford in front. What a play. Look out. Couldn't fire. They steal it. Here we go. Kramer up to White. Holding on to it onside. Driving one. Rebound was there for Kramer, but they couldn't find it. And once again, Thunderbird shot through a screen. McPhail struggled to see it. Lowell on goal, kicked out by Boris Babick. Out to center again. White gives to Jack Johansson this time. Johansson, and off a deflection, it's out of play. 2 minutes left to go in period number 2. Gus Ford made some fancy moves on one side, and the Thunderbirds had 3 or 4 players all trying to take it away from him, and eventually they did, as he couldn't get the shot to go. That turned into transition hockey, and Thunderbirds have been looking for the game-tying goal in this second period. They've had some really good chances. Currently still down by 1. Chris Mott, he'll take the face-off this time. And finally, we're playing. Face-off win, far side circle. Tom Dumas back behind the net. High in his own. Grant Bondi. Down low into the corner. Chris Mott. They have to battle for it. Cole Crowder comes crashing in. The fans get going, looking to push the team to the game-tying goal. 95 seconds left in this flow second period. Down behind the goal line it goes. Collected by the Rock Lobsters. They'll have some room here. They turn it over. Long shot. Blocked in front. Trying to find the rebound as Greco blocked it. And then chopped out to center. Twin City quickly back to it. Farmer involved in a collision. Crowder looking to track it down. A penalty called to Cole Crowder. Crowder was looking to take it away, and they're going to call a hold. One minute, 13 seconds left to play in the flow second period. Maybe not. All right. It's going to go the other way to Greco. Well, I was going to be very surprised if that's what it was. But it will be a power play the other way. Looks like the play had stopped when they possessed it, and Thunderbirds will have a 5-on-4 here. Fans have identified a fan favorite for the other team. Let him hear it. All right, so Greco's in the box. Thunderbirds win the faceoff here on the power play. Looking to tie it. Craig finds an open Zach White. Shooting one. Shot block. Did not make it to the net. 1 minute left to go in the second period. Thunderbirds still with it. Kramer to Craig. Craig a drive off the glass. Big rebound. Found by Roman Kramer. Now up to White. Along to Connor Craig. Working it around on the power play. Zach White dances in front. Backhander goes off the glass. Roman Kramer. Across he goes. Craig fires one off the glass. Batted out of midair, maybe on the top of the boards there from Gallant. They'll hold the line. Connor Craig shooting one, looking for a tip. Stays onside here as that one missed. 23 seconds left to go in the second period. White drives it. Shot block. Shinkarik got in the way of it. Here's Craig. One-timer from the far side. Goes bouncing wide. 12 seconds left to go here in the period. Thunderbirds, what a chance. One-timer again. Save made by McPhail. 5 seconds left to go in the period. It's into the near side corner, and that is how the period will end. They go in front at the horn. And it's time for the second intermission break. Well, the Thunderbirds are down by a goal, but outplaying the Rock Lobsters, out shooting them 32-26. They will have 47 seconds of power play time that will carry into the third and final frame of regulation tonight. This has been a good showing for these two teams, and we'll see if the Thunderbirds are able to find a come-from-behind victory. They need it badly in the standings. 3 points would go a long way. Knowing what is at stake and the fact that the Ice Cats had a lead, and that has now been evaporated. 3-3, PD and Blue Ridge on the out-of-town scoreboard report. And so, again, Thunderbirds are trying to track down the Ice Cats for a postseason berth. The odds are against them. They've got work to do tonight, but it can be done. And this team, business as usual, come out and play your game in the third period and try to start it here with a win to open the weekend. They're getting some help out of town. We'll see if they can come from behind here in town. All right, we will step aside for our second intermission break as they get the Chuck-a-Puck ready to go here in the building. And we'll step aside during the break. We'll come back for the call of the Culver's third period. This has been a good hockey game. It's been a spirited contest. And Twin City will have to come out and find a way to score and win this game in the third period here on this Friday night. If they could do it, if they could beat the Rock Lobsters for the first time this season, it would go a long way. No doubt about it. And as always, everyone, we're going to find out together if that can be accomplished in the upcoming Culver's third period. Second intermission break. We'll step aside and be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
Favorite part of the show here, Coach. But first question is for you here. It says, what approach do you expect Athens to take this weekend, specifically with our games?
Well, they're going to come in here and want to win. We were in this position last year. You want to make sure when you go into the playoffs and you've solidified a spot, you don't want to give up. You got the pedal to the metal, and you don't want to give up. And I know some teams like to give guys rest. I don't believe in that. I believe that the rest that I like to give players when I'm in that situation is if a guy plays 20 minutes, maybe he only plays 17 or 16, but you don't get out of your routine. Don't change. because once the playoffs start and you haven't played for, the 2 weeks or whatever, because the way we play with, you take a weekend off, basically you don't play for 2 weeks. And so you want to keep the rhythm going and all that, and that's how they're going to come in here and, they'll want to beat us. So they're not coming in here and handing us anything like that, and we're going to have to be ready. And we've talked about it. I'll be honest with you, for the most part, I like the way we play against Athens. And the one thing that we've got to do as a group, we can't give them anything. Like the last weekend there when we struggled, or when we didn't win the games there, the first night there we had 4 bad mistakes. And they scored goals, but they were mistakes that we can't make. And if we don't make those, we can play with them, and we're right with them. And the one thing that they do, they've taken advantage of when we've made up mistakes. And as I said, all 3 games, I can't sit back and go, well, there's no chance in whatever to win a hockey game. I know we can beat them, but the one thing we got to do is if they're going to score a goal, make them earn it, and don't give them any chances. We got to be disciplined emotionally, system-wise. We talk about that every day, and if we do that we'll give ourselves a chance.
Yep. Somebody said they were glad to see Schlepp get the suspension that he did.
Yeah.
And you've already spoken about this a little bit, but how do you like Garcia's style of play and how all that went down? I think you touched on that. But,
yeah, well, he jumped in. He did something on the Saturday night, and that was the one guy I guess he was targeting. Because that's what had happened. And Garcia, as I said, I like what he did. I have no issue. In fact, I applauded him for doing it. To stand up for your teammates, and then even during the fight there, that's a big guy. That's a heavyweight fighting a middleweight, and you don't have those situations. So that's why I was really happy that everybody jumped in.
There's a question similar with Garcia. I guess got his neck hit with a stick at some point. They want to know if there was another suspension or if it was just Schlepp.
Just Schlepp there, yeah, that's all. Yeah, Schlepp just got the 2-game suspension.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don, this is for you. What's new since you've been back here?
Well, in terms of hockey or away from hockey?
Either or, yeah.
I guess some new guys. Whitey, I got to meet Whitey. He's a pretty good guy. I've been me and him been talking a bit. Some new faces for sure. Even though not really. I played with Craig in Elmira, and then obviously I know all the other guys from Athens. So just some new faces and a couple new restaurants, I would say.
Okay. What are your hobbies other than playing hockey? What do you like doing your free time?
Big movie guy. I enjoy my naps, and then
as do I.
In I guess in the summer I would say probably wake surfing and golf.
Okay. Yeah. What kind of movies? Anything specific? Genres or anything?
I like comedy movies. Okay. Me and Jack Johansson actually just watched a new movie on Netflix, War Machine. So that one was pretty good. He's a big war movie guy, so I've been getting into those lately.
I know you just mentioned the summer there, but what do you plan to do in the summer? You go back home, work on hockey. What do you kind of do during the summertime?
Yeah, both those things. I'll get a job somewhere and then just train and take some time off as well and enjoy the summer a little bit and wake surf and golf for sure.
Remember we were talking about movies a couple weeks ago, then I was supposed to watch some movie. You remember that?
I do remember
remember
that.
what movie it was?
No, I do not. Oh, there we go.
Which one?
It's High School Musical. That's
High
right.
School Musical. That's right. Yeah.
I do remember.
I haven't seen it yet. Okay. Here, just let me write that down. High School. Yeah, okay. Good. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. Just to let you know.
You've been busy.
I don't know if that was
Tom,
up
do you have any? Do you have any pets? That's the next question.
I personally don't. My dad has a dog back home, Snoop. I take him for walks and spend some time with him when I can.
Okay. We have a question about how do you like playing? I think you already kind of spoke about that being back here. Who's your best friend on the team?
Probably Jack Johansson right now.
Okay.
Well, they were close in Athens, eh? And they, you get traded together and you drive back here together, and and you live in the same house, right?
Yeah.
And so. It's and JJ's a good guy, and as I said, so it's a good friend.
Who would you not want to room with?
On the road, that's what they're talking about.
Okay. On the road, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really think anybody. I think I'd be pretty good rooming with anybody.
Or it's intact still. He didn't say another name, so I think it's 99-1 right now. Yeah. Nobody wants a room with Schnappy on the road.
Yeah, I can imagine that one.
It was 99. It's still 99-1, so that's okay.
Yeah.
What would you be doing if you were not playing hockey?
I don't know. Probably playing some other sport or something. I don't know.
Okay. Question about Angie's birthday. We do know it's Angie's birthday for the 30th time this year, I think. Do you have this one says, do you have a cat or a dog? We've mentioned that with the pets. Any siblings?
I do not have any siblings. I'm an only child.
Wow. Okay. How old were you when you first started playing or first started skating?
Probably 3 years old, I think. My dad played pro, so as soon as I could watch and mimic hockey, that's what I started doing.
His dad came by a couple when he was here the first time, and him and I know quite a few. It was like he said a name and I knew him, and then I said a name and he knew him, and so we had a pretty good chat there. The nights he was here, so it was good to reminisce.
That's cool. This question wants to know why you wear number 19.
That's the number I gave him.
Yeah, exactly.
That was an easy one.
Yeah,
no, I'm kidding. I know you like that one. But.
Yeah. No, I wore it in, I used to be 52 for my birthday, and then decided that wasn't the best looking number on a hockey jersey, so I went with, I couldn't wear 99 because of Gretzky, so I wore 19 one year and had a good couple years wearing that, and then, I've always tried to have 9 somewhere in my number.
Okay. Speaking of movies, this comes from Slapshot, as we had a fan here who recently saw that one just last night. It says, what player on the team would be doing the dance routine after the game if you had to pick somebody?
Probably Schnapp, honestly.
There's a good chance
Maybe
number
Boots.
14. Number 14 might be.
Boots, Boots
I think
Schnapp.
he might jump in there on that one too. I think so. There might be a fight. There might be a fight for that one. I think. Yeah.
Could be a good battle too.
Coach, these next are for you, and I guess sort of similar. This one specific asked about what did you say to the ref this past weekend when he was pointing his finger. Do you remember that interaction?
Yeah, they made a mistake. They knew it, and there's some nights when I've been around a long time, and the one thing I've always tried to do is show respect to the referees, and so when I do talk to them, usually some of the times when I do get upset is when they don't want to come and talk to me, and as I said, I've been around a long time, and as I said, the only time I got kicked out was I think last year, and I was just going like this on the bench. I didn't even do anything. I think they just wanted me out. So I've done a lot worse before and never got kicked out. So it's kind of funny. The one time I get kicked out, I didn't do as much as I should have, I guess. But some nights you gotta say stuff to the referee and tell them and how you feel, and they gotta take it. I think it comes with being around, and also it's how you talk to them. You know what I mean? And the old adage, you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. And there's some coaches in our league and other leagues where they want to yell at them all the time. And now when it comes time for you to actually talk to them, they don't want to talk to you. So I usually have pretty good rapport with them, and they usually know if I'm upset, then. But the last couple times when I've been upset, they've made huge mistakes. The one against Athens. The one Kramer scored, that was a bad one. And then the other night there, he made a mistake. The linesman took it, and I give him a lot of credit. He stood there and took it, everything I had, and at the end, I talked to the referee, and I said he took it pretty good. And he says I told him he was going to have to sit there and take it, so he took it. So.
Yeah. Speaking of saying things, we've got a question, and you sort of addressed this earlier, but they want to know specifically, what was said on Friday night between the second period and the third period, because it looked like, all of a sudden 6 goals are on the board in the third, and anything, special or different, or was it just, results started happening for you?
You know what? The first line that went out there, they scored a goal, and as I said, just don't change, stick to what we're doing, and we scored. And we made a nice play. I think it was like a couple passes, and I think Galley put the rebound in there on that one. So nice pass, guy took a shot, the other guy drove the net. I mean, God, I wouldn't want to do that again. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy. And I think the guys fed off that. So I give them a lot of credit. No, there wasn't anything, magical or anything like that. It's just, you got to win a hockey game here, and we got to stick together.
The follow-up to that question is, can we package that and use it this weekend?
Well, yeah, that's going to have to be our MO this week. We're going to have to play tight. We're going to have to play the way we do for 60 minutes. We can't. There can't be a shift off. We can't. The other time, I think it was the second or first game in Athens, we're up 2-0, and we had the puck, full possession of the puck in our zone, and we lost it. And those are the plays that we can't give up as a group. And if we don't do that, then we're going to give ourselves a great chance.
Dom, tell us a little bit about your hockey career, where you've played. Obviously, fans know you're back here again, but where all have you been around playing collegiately, juniors, anything like that?
I played a lot of juniors out in Canada, in the BCHL for a little bit. Played in the Null for a year, and then went back to Canada in Northern Ontario there. And then my freshman year, I went to college at St. Mary's. Enjoyed that there. It was a COVID year though, so didn't play too much hockey that season. And then sophomore and junior year, I guess, I followed two really good buddies of mine from back home to UMass Dartmouth, and then I came here my rookie year, and then last year I was in the SPHL in Macon and Quad Cities, and then then I was in Athens this year, and then Coach Harry traded back for me because he wanted me back so bad.
We'll stick to that story.
Yeah.
Okay. In about 8 minutes when the show's over, I'll explain everything to you. Right now, I'll go with that. That's a good story. I like that.
Dom, do you prefer forward or defense, and why?
I would definitely say forward. I get, I think too offensively, I think.
Okay.
But D's pretty fun, though.
Yeah, I put him back there the other day for a couple shifts there, and did a good job. And it's when a guy sees the ice and knows what to do. Yuri's really good at that. A couple other guys are good at that. I have some forwards that if I put them back on defense, I don't know if my heart could handle it. But it's a mentality that you have, and a lot of times it's not that he's better or whatever. It's just the way you see things, and it's a whole different concept. People think, play defense or play forward, but all of a sudden now you're playing defense and everything's in front of you most of the time, and so it's different. When you get the puck and as a forward, you're right there where all the action's going to happen. So it's a different game, and as I said, some guys see it, some guys don't. And as I said, if you do see it, that's a great attribute, especially at our level here, where like the other night there, like all of a sudden Dom, I gave him the old one of these like this. Okay, I'm back here, so that's all.
Dom, what's your favorite thing about being back in North Carolina, specifically here in Winston-Salem?
If you want to play Friday, let me hear it.
No, I think everything. Obviously, the guys in the room are awesome. I'll give Coach a shout out as well. It's nice playing for him again.
Power
Booster,
play.
Yeah. Boosters here are awesome. It's a great city. I loved it here my first year, so I would say, when I did get the news I was coming back, I wasn't exactly that upset about it.
But Coach, we got 2 games here against Athens. We've talked about it a lot. What's it going to take to get not just one win on Friday, but go and do it again on Saturday, hopefully?
I'd like to say it's not a big weekend, but it's a big weekend for us. And I talked about it before. Our goal is to stay in the hunt, stay where we can be still relevant, and we need some points this weekend. It would be great to have it, and hopefully we get some help down the road too. That would help too. But we just got to go out and play, and we can't worry about anything else. The only thing we got to do is try to take care of our business. And if we play the way we can play without giving them opportunities, we're going to give ourselves a chance. I know the guys are going to be revved up this weekend. Two games will feel like a vacation almost, the way things have been going. So I know everyone's going to, as I said, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, see how we go. I think the guys are chaffing at the bit for this weekend, and 2 more games at home, which should be fun, and hopefully we have big crowds, which, as I said, even last week, pretty good crowds, but boisterous, and we start scoring those goals on Friday night, and then after the games and all that, and the Sweet Caroline, and as I said, you get all revved up. So I know everybody will be ready to go, and as I said, we're going to try and put our best foot forward for Friday and Saturday.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to mention here before we go?
Well, it's a big weekend for us. Hopefully everybody comes out, and then Sunday we're going to have a little meet and greet at the Abbott's ice cream place in Clemens there. So from I think it's 12 to 1:30. So hopefully somebody want to come out, and I told the warden we were going to an ice cream place, and I already have my order in. I put my order in a long time ago, but it's diet ice cream for me apparently. That's what I told the warden. So it's nothing too extravagant. But no, it's always a fun time to go there. But again, can't wait for Saturday, Sunday. Thanks for everybody coming out here tonight. And as I said, it should be a fun weekend.
Yep. Tom, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you this weekend. Thanks again.
Do you want an experience that wakes you up? A place where you can scream to your heart's delight? Go ahead. No one will hear you anyway. That rumble you hear, that growl you feel, that's us. Hell yeah, boys!
And welcome back for the Culver's third period. Kendall Grayson with you as always on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB Radio as the officials return for the final frame. Thunderbirds are down by 1. The score is 2-1. All 3 goals scored in this game occurred during the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Athens got their 2 in the first 2.5 minutes. And the Thunderbirds on the board with Nate Keeley, his 11th goal of the year. Less than 4 minutes to play in period number 1. Shots on goal in the first period, 20-15. Shots on goal in the second period, 12-11. Thunderbirds out shooting the Rock Lobsters 32-26. As here they come. Twin City will have 46 seconds of power play time that carries over into the final frame of regulation. Out of town scoreboard report. Binghamton leading Danbury 1-0. Port Huron 12, Watertown 1. PD and Blue Ridge tied at 3. Columbus leading Monroe by 2 at 4-2. Topeka with a 1-goal lead on the road over Indiana 2-1. And Biloxi is up 5-1 on Baton Rouge. That's the out-of-town scoreboard report. Thunderbirds looking for a power play goal here. That would go a long way. Michael Greco's holding penalty carries over here to the final frame. 18:47 was the time of his holding infraction during the Flow second period. Thunderbirds, as they did in the Pine Tree Tavern first period, they will attack right to left here in the Culver's third period. Boris Babick between the pipes. On the other side, Carter McPhail, the goaltender tonight for Athens. Here we go. Let's see if the Thunderbirds can win this first face-off and get it onside quickly and work with the remaining time on the power play. Down it goes, found by the Rock Lobsters, and they'll clear from the defensive territory way down the rink. And now the Thunderbirds will have a quick surge to advance on the power play. Looking for the game-tying goal. Roman Kramer up the wing. Clear unsuccessful as they nearly turn it over, and it is a turnover as Keeley gets to it. 22 seconds left to go on the 5-on-4. Craig to Gallant. Down low to Keeley, and a quick pass that was tough to handle. Craig holds the line, though, steps up, drives it. Save made by McPhail, the top of the crease with Keeley waiting on the doorstep. Down it goes, and that will do it for the power play to start the Culver's third period. Even strength again. Greco is released. And he holds up Gallant right along the red line. Joe Mack had it stolen away from him by Cole Crowder. Shots are 33-26. Thunderbirds down by a goal at 2-1. Onside Mott goes away from him, intercepted by Athens. Greco steps onside. He slides it ahead. It was blocked initially by Farmer, then it went into the corner and pulled around the boards. Devin Maillet off the backhand, lost it. Cole Crowder up to Kason Gallant. Gallant wants to return it back to Crowder, trying to put it in front of the goal. Crowder put himself in a good spot, but just couldn't work it over there to him. Lowell snaps it up to Milan, a drive that goes wide of the net. That one passed by the glove hand of Boris Babick. Thunderbirds fight for it. Crowder up to Mott. Onside Gallant. Towards the end of the shift. Dumas in on goal. Stick save made on him by McPhail. Tom Dumas out there. Jack Johansson. Now Mott calling for a change. Dumas goes off. And it's Hanley sliding to Salak. Salak cutting onside. Trying to put it back out in front of him. But the Rock Lobsters get back. Good defensive effort to take control of the game. It's back for Twin City from the neutral zone. Back and forth. Found by Keeley. Butita and Salak looking to chase it down. Into the corner. Found by Butita. Quick drive is blocked. They look to move it around the zone. Salak shooting one. Trying to pick his spot to fire. And a save made on Jan Salak by Carter McPhail. Here's Hanley. He'll look for it. Down behind the goal line. Nate Keeley. Here's Hanley. It's a pass to Butita. His drive goes wide. And collected by the Rock Lobsters. Right back onside. Back across to Eli Leifers. Couldn't get to it, though. Thunderbirds have it. Johansson, now Salak towards the end of his shift. Still out there with Butita. They've made changes as White is out there. Connor Craig. And dropped onside by the Rock Lobsters. Now the two teams making more swaps. Craig goes back to play it behind the net. Thunderbirds down by one. It's 2-1, 16:40 left in the Culver's third. Gallant flashes onside. Could not complete the play. Left it for Kramer. White open in front, trying to get it to him. Here's Zach White shooting, score! It's his 26th of the season, 59th of his career in game 99. And Zach White with a game-tying goal here in the Culver third period. 16:30 left to play in regulation time. The Thunderbirds have come all the way back. They've erased an early deficit, and they're looking to defeat the Rock Lobsters for the first time in 8 tries this season. What a moment here. Now we're back playing again. Quickly driven in, and they score. Just like that, it's 3-2. Babick was screened, it leaked through him, and it only took a few seconds. Gus Ford. They announce the goal to White. White at 3:30 from Kramer and Gallant. 11 seconds later, Athens goes up again. Far side corner from the face-off at center. Thunderbirds go looking for it here onside. Now back out to the neutral zone, and a hand pass is the ruling with 16:07 left in our Culver's third period. Hungry fans, nothing beats a Culver Butter Burger. Fresh, never frozen beef, served to perfection and served on lightly buttered toasted buns. Stop by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem today. Culver's, welcome to delicious. Face off at center ice. Gus Ford has two. Jesse Lowell and Garrett Milan assisted on that one. They're going to announce it now. Thunderbirds get it back as they look to move it through center. Gallant onside to White. Can he do it again? In front he went, trying to return it back to Gallant and shoved away by the goal stick of Carter McPhail. Out to the red line. Now by Craig. Goes ahead to locate a play up to White. Now it's Roman Kramer. Trying to dance with it high in the zone. All the way around the boards it goes. Racing in is Pestuka. He stopped the clearing attempt. White reaches in off the backhand, slaps it along, but it's out to the logo at center and found by Gus Ford. Ford carries it onside. They steal it from him. They'll play it across, back to center, then put back onside again by the Rock Lobsters. Along the near side circle, Craig fires ahead, but it's blocked. And he's trying to move it. Here comes Athens in from center. They call him back for an offside. Media timeout. It's the first one of the Culver's third period. We will step aside and be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on-site, eliminating the need for temporaries. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
And welcome back from the media timeout, the first of this Culver's third period. Well, each team have now traded a goal, so one goal apiece, and we're back to a one-goal deficit. Thunderbirds had it tied for roughly 10 seconds, and an answer back from Thunderbirds franchise leader in points and goals, Gus Ford, who has two of them tonight. As they call this down at center, Chris Mott trying to help convince where the face-off should be placed here. At least I think that's what the discussion is about. And so down it goes. Face-off was outside of the attacking territory. We're back. In on Babick now, and look out! He put that one right into the crowd. 14:31 left to play in the Culver's third period. And it's a delay of game to the goaltender. Thunderbirds will go to the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. Need to find someone to serve the penalty. And it'll be Cole Crowder. Delay of game to Babbitt, and now a critical penalty kill. Gus Ford broke his stick off the faceoff, and the play forced out to center. Played by the Rock Lobsters and Garrett Milan. He's having to reload now from the defensive territory. And from center, Babbitt gloves it. He keeps it. "19 seconds gone by on the minor penalty to Forrest Babbitt. .529, the time of his delay of game penalty, being served by Crowder. From the defensive zone, room to work, and out it goes from Keeley. Played by the goal stick of Babbitt's opposing netminder tonight, Carter McPhail. 13:55 left to go in the Culver's third period. Chance onside here for the Rock Lobsters with a 1-goal lead and a one-man advantage on the rink now at 5-4. So they work this power play, 3-2 score. Giveaway, White clears it. Nicely done, out with a backhand, and down it goes. Each team making some swaps as we're halfway gone on this power play. Chris Mott, Jacob Snopp, Connor Craig, Yuri Pastuka out there looking to kill it. Gus Ford is open, holds on to it, and gives the pass. Garrett Milan, Carter Shinkarik, Garrett Milan again. Milan, Shinkarik, working the point, stumbles, shoots one through a screen, it goes wide. Into the corner, found by the Rock Lobsters, up top, Shinkarik, 27 seconds left on the power play. Gus Ford in front looking for deflection, found by Pastuka, and Chris Mott will finish it as he clears it all the way down. All right, now we'll nearly do it here for the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. Just 10 seconds left on this 5-on-4 power play for Athens. In behind the goal line, they're back onside, late. Maye had his play broken up there. Johansson, he's thrown down. And we're going to have a fight. Jan Salak deals out some justice. Leafers takes a seat in the box as Jan Salak put a couple of rights to him. There was the initial collision in front of the bench. That was not going to be called a penalty. And you hear the chants of Sally right here below us. And so we'll see if there's a penalty for Salak initiating that. Right now, it's only Salak and Leafers in the box. And the Thunderbirds are trying to get this game tied again. They had that accomplished for about 10 seconds. Gus Ford answered back and gave the Rock Lobsters another lead in the game. Well, that's going to put Salak over 200 penalty minutes in his career. This is his 390th career game. Zach White is going to skate in career game 100 tomorrow night. And they've given Salak an extra penalty of 2 minutes. And so the Thunderbirds will return to the Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. .24 to play in the period. Thunderbirds down 3-2. And here's Crowder to come over to serve the extra penalty as Salak was in there for his fighting major. And down he goes, and away we go with another power play for Athens. Salak fighting, Leifers fighting. And that's a penalty on the board. Long shot, Shinkarik blocked in front, found by Keeley. And they could go to work here, 2-on-2 shorthanded. Keeley is with Schnapp, he fires one, save made by McPhail, and then he dropped it and threw it back down with Schnapp right there on the doorstep. But it's swept away. Dangerous play there, and a bobble from McPhail. Thunderbirds block another advance. It's a 2-minute instigating penalty to Salak. That has given us this Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. And it's almost halfway gone already. 65 seconds left in this power play for the Rock Lobsters. They lead it on the road here by a goal at 3-2. Down behind the net, Lowell. He'll look to center. Pressure to the outside by Hanley. They move it around high in the zone. Joe Max with it. Gives to Carter Shinkarik. Across. One-timer, they score. And it's a 2-goal lead again at 4-2. Luke Croucher has made it a 2-goal game, 4-2 with 11-12 left to go in the Culver's third period. That was the 29th shot of the game for Athens. After Twin City worked so hard to erase the deficit, only 2 goals, but after giving up the 2 in the first 2.5 minutes, it took a lot of time after that to get it all the way back to even. And now 2 more have been scored, and once again, it feels like a tall task. We'll see what this team can do here, needing a couple of goals. 9 minutes gone by the period. We're back. Thunderbirds look for it and find it. Long shot! McPhail spat it out. He gave a rebound up, but he made a save. Butita fires one just wide. John Butita open along the hash marks. Down the rink it goes. Now Butita from the logo, steps onside with Crowder. Crowder kicked out by McPhail. It's Luke Croucher from Carter Shinkarik, power play goal at 8:48. Joe Mack looking to steal it away from James Farmer. Farmer's back behind the goal here, collected by Crowder. And Crowder holding on to it. Farmer went down outside the blue line. Now by Gus Ford. As Athens will look to drive it in from center. Down by White. White charges up the wing. Left it back behind him. Kramer gets it back to him. In front, looking for Kramer, but it was blocked. Hanley shooting one, blocked in front of the goal. Out to center on the clear. And collecting the puck is number 10, Grant Bondi. Here come the Rock Lobsters in transition. Ford shoots up and out. Media timeout. We'll be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
When you compete at your best, you need a team that keeps you moving. At Yadkin Physical Therapy, we're proud to be the official physical therapy provider of the Twin City Thunderbirds. From the first evaluation to hands-on treatment, we focus on what matters, reducing pain, restoring mobility, and building confidence. Because performance isn't just about recovering, it's about training smarter, strength, stability, balance, and control. Our therapists tailor every plan to each individual so you can return to the ice, the gym, or the job feeling stronger. The same level of care we provide the Thunderbirds is here for our whole community. Students, weekend warriors, and families helping you stay healthy and perform at your best. Yadkin Physical Therapy in Yadkinville. Call 336-677-1800 or email ypt@yadkinphysicaltherapy.com.
welcome back from the media timeout. We have 9 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in this Culver's third period. Thunderbirds down by a pair. It's 4-2. Out shooting the Rock Lobsters 41-30. As they adjust that for us coming out of the break. We're back. Zach White sees it go back behind him here from the neutral zone to Kate Hanley. They'll rip it back across the ring to Hanley. And in on the goaltender, McPhail. Out towards center. It's trapped onside though. Rolling puck is free as they fire one wide here with White. In front, Kramer turns, shooting it up and out off a deflection. 8 minutes and 52 seconds. That's what we have left in our Culver's third period. From the face-off, down behind the goal line it goes. This one just out of the reach of Jacob Schnapp, out through center. Backpedaling is Pastuca. And he'll go back to find it here along with Craig. Back to him. Surprised him, and he's able to locate it. Struggling to clear it though. And found now by Mock. So Mock stepped in to help him out. And chipped out to center. Goes by Jacob Schnapp. We have 8:22 left to go. They have 11:27 left to go in Whitwell. Game is still tied 3-3. Here's Schnapp. Good move. Onside with it. He's open. Jacob Schnapp fires. Rebounds there. Swept away. Found by Schnapp again. Moving it around the zone. A big battle in front. Long shot. Blocked. Farmer was tied up. You can hear what the fans had to say about it. A heavy hit, penalty called. Here comes Babick. Babick's out of the net, and they'll try to reload from center with an extra attacker. So a delayed penalty, at least one of them, to the Rock Lobsters. Now Dom Dumas. He'll give the pass to Crowder. Cole Crowder onside. Back behind the net. Lots of traffic converging in front of the goal. 6-on-5. Delayed penalty. Athens battling back, and they'll touch it here, and that will put the Thunderbirds on the power play with 7:21 left in the Culver's third. It's a hold to Devin Maye. And this is going to be critical. Thunderbirds down by 2 in the final 8 minutes. And an important power play chance here to get another goal in this game. Officials come over to the scorer's table. We'll have a conversation. And I'm not real sure what they're trying to straighten out here. Unless there's a conversation that Maye took 2 minor penalties and he's going to serve 2 of them. But it's 5-on-4 it appears. Oh, and they open the box for the Thunderbirds. They've been penalized. That's what it was. Well, maybe this is Salak being released early after the fighting major. I think that's what it was. So we're playing 5-on-4. They put Salak back as he had the fighting major that he had to serve, and perhaps he was released too soon. Neely a long shot, shorthanded. Thunderbirds need to get going. 7:10 left to play in the Culver's third period. Deflected in from center. Played by Kramer. 7 minutes to go, 1:39 on the power play. Thunderbirds down by 2 at 4-2. Cross onside here. Zach White sends a pass, Kaysen Gallant. Down low to Kramer. Back behind the goal. Looks for an option, finds one in Zach White. Near side, he gets it back to him. Roman Kramer drives it. Shot block. Falls down. Here's Kramer. Gives it to White. 6.5 minutes to play. Keeley in front. They try to find a one-timer. It was blocked, and it's cleared. Shots are 42-30. Connor Craig with 6:18 left to go. In from center, found by the goaltender McPhail. Nearly gave it away. They're fighting for it. And once again, the Rock Lobsters will get a clear. Up they go. Thunderbirds onside again. Butita to Gallant, and he slid it wide of the goal. Yuri Pastuka, Dom Dumas. Dumas down low. Half a minute left to go on this power play. Near side, Athens clears it. Thunderbirds want to go quickly, trying to catch them in a change. Chris Mott circling with it. Up top he goes. Yuri Pastuka shooting. They got a deflection, but it went wide. That hit Tom Dumas. And a sharp redirect. Croucher carries onside here, shorthanded with only 5 seconds left to go in the call. Maye is out of the box. And we play even strength hockey again. Just over 5 minutes left now in regulation. Thunderbirds down by 2. Jack Johansson. Across he goes. And Gallant had his head up and bobbled on him. Settles. Long shot from Hanley is caught, swallowed up by the goaltender. That will lead us to our final media timeout of tonight's game. We will step aside and return with the conclusion of regulation and more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
2 pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate, 2 pillows, endless possibilities.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pinebrook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples designed championship golf course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Less than 5 minutes left. We return from the last media timeout. Thunderbirds are down by 2 with their playoff hopes dwindling. They'll need some memorable plays here in the final few minutes. Onside, a chance for the Rock Lobsters. They score. Gus Ford has a hat trick. And that makes it 5-2 with 4:45 to play. Gus Ford has 37 on the year. Face off at center following the most recent scoring play of tonight's matchup. In from center comes Connor Craig. And they didn't like it. It's offside. As they announce the third goal of the night to Ford. 6:05, the time of the puck drop here tomorrow for Atrium Health Night, where the Thunderbirds will wear specialty sweaters for the final time this season. Those will be auctioned off following the game. Greco goes across in the pass as we're in now the final 4.5 minutes. Turnover as Jan Salak played it briefly. Salak is out there flying around again as he let some punches go flying earlier here in the period. Out to center, Salak has it. Here's Salak. Up and out, deflected. So the Thunderbirds are going to need 3 here in the final 4 minutes. In danger of losing a game in regulation for the 27th time this season. Under 8 minutes to play. It's a tie game at 3 between PD and Blue Ridge. Into the corner. Crowder centers, no one home. And Philip Virgili will take it away. Deflected into the Thunderbirds bench. And we've got a break with 3:53 left to go. Other scores from around the league. Monroe and Columbus are in overtime at 5-5. Port Huron beat Watertown 12-1. Blue Ridge beat Danbury 1-0. That's going to hurt the hat-trick chances of getting in. Topeka leading Indiana by a goal at 2-1. Snop got into it a little bit there off the face-off with Virgili. And now some discussing in front of the net. Biloxi up on Baton Rouge by 4 goals at 6-2. Under 5 to play in Whitful, still 3-3. Down he goes, in on net, scooped up quickly by McPhail. We have 3:42 left here. That was shot number 45 on McPhail. Well, I think if you had told the Thunderbirds you would have 45 or more shots in the game, they certainly would have taken that. This is a good Rock Lobsters group leading the division. And Twin City's put together, for the most part, a good effort tonight. But overall, looks like it's going to be a disappointing finish. They played a really good hockey game, fighting to bring it back from 2-0. .319 left. Here's Chris Mott. Long shot, glove save, Carter McPhail. Confident save made there by him. And some more discussions after the whistle. Perhaps setting the stage for what will be the 9th and final matchup between these two teams tomorrow night. Unless we see something really dramatic here, the Thunderbirds are going to drop the first 8 head-to-head games against Athens this season. And will look to beat them for the first and only time tomorrow night in game number 9. We will have 5 games remaining in the regular season. And now Twin City will look for some scoreboard help in the PD Blue Ridge game in the final minutes there. We're back here with a shot blocked in front of the goal. Hanley got chopped at. Under 3 minutes now to play. Here's Hanley in the corner. Kate Hanley goes across in the pass, collected by Jack Johansson, out to the Thunderbirds logo at center. Down he goes. Milan onside. Neely trying to get it back to him. Penalty call. Thunderbirds will go to the penalty kill. be a trip to Hanley. Face-off will be back to our right. And down he goes. Ceremonial, near side. Got it right back. Holding on to it here from the right point. Goes back and changes. Places with Shinkarik. Into the corner. They're looking for a play in front of the goal here. Thunderbirds for now keeping them out wide. Shinkarik thought about it. Still with it. Shooting it. Good save made by Babick there. Keeley ready to go here for the face-off. Bobo's Delling Grill penalty kill. Out to center it goes. There's Salak applying some pressure. And the Rock Lobsters will regroup back here behind the goal. Now they look to charge out towards center. Joe Mack up the wing. Keeley tries to take it away from him. They'll chip it across the rink. We're under 2 minutes left. Thunderbirds trailing by 3. Aggressive, though, is Farmer to get to it. Across he goes. They missed the pass to Salak. He'll catch up to it, though, as it was bouncing. And doing a good job here to kill some time. Chris Mott off the backhand, look to clear it out. Farmer does. Nicely done by him. 3 minutes left in the Blue Ridge PD game, and that game is tied at 3. PD gets it overtime. That would guarantee at least 1 point for them, ahead of the Thunderbirds in the standings here in the final few weekends. Kevin Maillet, shot, they score. Tipped in on the doorstep, and it's 6-2. 63 seconds left to play. The Rock Lobsters with a few power play goals tonight. That'll make it 2. And the good news, Thunderbirds fans, Blue Ridge has just scored to make it 4-3. And if they could deal PD a regulation loss tonight, that would help. Twin City is still points behind. They need to build points into the standings here in the final few weekends. But perhaps they can catch a break on the out-of-town scoreboard report in that one. Butita onside, Keeley in front to Salak, and they slide the pass wide from the side of the circle. 33 seconds left. Here's Salak. Back up top to Hanley. His drive is blocked. In the final 25 seconds of tonight's game, Thunderbirds are going to fall to 23-27-1. Athens is going to win a game for the 40th time this season. Hanley flips it ahead. Onside Dumas, late in this one. Chopped down the dasher. Inside the line. And that's how this game will end. Rock Lobsters will win it. 6-2 is the final score. So it's a 4-goal loss here on home ice to begin the weekend. Thunderbirds outshot the Rock Lobsters 46-33. And we will keep you updated on the other game later as Twin City salutes the crowd. And that's going to take us into the final home game on a Saturday night this season. We are now officially in the final 5 games of the regular season. And the Thunderbirds are going to need points, perhaps all 15 of them. That's what's left. The maximum they can get now is 15. 3 of those 5 games will be played here, including tomorrow night's game at 6:05. And we will have a game for you at 5:45 as they announce the stars of the night. Gus Ford with a hat trick. 5:45 pregame show, 6:05 the puck drop tomorrow. Also, it'll be the final time the Thunderbirds will wear specialty sweaters, as it'll be Atrium Health Night tomorrow night. Looking forward to that one, as the Thunderbirds will have the specialty sweaters on, and they will look for a different result. Twin City was putting together a good game. Athens with a strong response here in the third period after the Thunderbirds tied it. It was a tie game for 10 seconds. And one of the better efforts overall we have seen from this group against Athens this season. But Twin City needs points. They need points this time of the year. They did not get them tonight. We will step aside one last time for the post-game show. We will come back to recap tonight's game. We'll also check in at the very end on the Blue Ridge PD game. We'll look forward to tomorrow's matchup. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Thanks for joining us here and making the Thunderbirds part of your evening. One final break. We'll be right back with a post-game show. This is Twin City Thunderbirds Hockey.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
All right, welcome back inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena for the post-game show after this 4-goal loss here on home ice for the Thunderbirds. 6-2 the final score as they drop to 23-27-1 on the year. Athens improves to 40 wins, 9 losses, no losses past regulation. And we can confirm on the out-of-town scoreboard report that the Bobcats have won in regulation. And so that one is going to go final, and the Thunderbirds will still be 8 points back in the standings. So they enter the night 8 points back, but they are likely going to need 3 points tomorrow, and some help would be great. But they still have the 2 head-to-head games against the Ice Cats. And as long as they can keep it manageable, they've got to get those wins. Those head-to-head wins, they have to have those next week. But if they can keep it manageable, get those wins, and go into the final weekend with a chance I think that's all that they can, hope for at this point. They may need all 5 games, and certainly the plan will be to try to go out and win all 5 games. They may need those. They may not be enough, but it's getting down to the final few games here, and a lot of math involved. But Thunderbirds 8 points back, and again, it was a 5-3 final. That one is final on the out-of-town scoreboard report. Blue Ridge has beaten PD in regulation. So the Thunderbirds do catch a break there, getting some scoreboard help against the team that's directly in front of them in the standings. And that one was, a tie game 1-1 with about 4 minutes to go or so. And so they really caught a break there after dropping this one tonight. So we'll run through the score report here for the matchup in the 6-2 loss. And so here's what we saw for you on the score sheet tonight to open the weekend with this Friday night showdown, 8th meeting of the year between the Thunderbirds and the Rock Lobsters. Twin City still looking for their first win of the season in this head-to-head series. That they have put together some good efforts, but have not been as close as they certainly were the last time in that 7-6 decision. They had a 5-3 decision here last time the two teams saw each other in this building. That was back on Saturday, March the 14th. But a 4-goal loss here tonight at 6-2. The game felt closer than the 4 goals. The Rock Lobsters certainly had a couple of power play goals there in the third period that no doubt made a difference. All right, so we'll get to the recap here of the game. Several games still going on from around the league, but we can confirm that one final there with Blue Ridge over PD. As the online scoring system is not wanting to cooperate here, which is not a good time for this to be doing this here. So we'll try to get you updated as the scoring system looks to be temporarily frozen up on us. We'll get to some scores from around the league here. Binghamton 1-0 over Danbury. Final score there. As I mentioned earlier, that's going to hurt their postseason chances as they are chasing from the 5th spot on the other side. Thunderbirds are chasing from the 5th spot on the Continental. Danbury is chasing from the 5th spot in the Empire. 12-1 the final Port Huron over Watertown. Blue Ridge is, again, a 5-3 final over PD. 6-5 in overtime. High-scoring game for Monroe as they're right behind Athens. And Athens with a lot to play for as they are still trying to make sure that they are the first team in the division. And they don't have that locked up mathematically, so they have a lot to play for. Monroe's right behind them. Monroe will fall 1 point behind them as Athens was able to win in regulation. The Moccasins got the win past regulation with the overtime result tonight. The final score of 6-5. Topeka beat Indiana. Final score there was 3-1. Biloxi over Baton Rouge by 4 tonight. Final score is 6-2. All right, we got the online scoring system back up with us. So we'll run through tonight's game, but no doubt about it, I think the most important scoring plays for Athens tonight were how they started this game. 12 seconds in, a goal from Eric Neely, from Philip Virgili, and Joe Mack on the assist. That was the first scoring play of the night, and I think stunned a lot of the fans here, as it's very unusual to see a shot and a goal go in that early in the game. It was the first shot for either team. It was the first rush really up, from center ice, and just took 12 seconds. So that made it 1-0 back in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Philip Virgili and Joe Mack on the assist. The next goal was the first of 3 for the former Thunderbird Gus Ford tonight. Ford scores at 2:32 with an even strength scoring play. Michael Greco assisted. Also Garrett Milan able to collect an assist on the scoring play there. Thunderbirds get on the board, though, late in the first period with under 4 minutes to play with a goal from Nate Keeley. 11th of the season from Jan Salak at 16-19 on the Pine Tree Tavern first period. That made it 2-1. And in the first period, Thunderbirds outshot the Rock Lobsters 20-15. We go to the second period. There are no goals either way in the second period. And so we go into the third period with a 1-goal deficit at 2-1. Just like we started the second period with. Thunderbirds outshot the Rock Lobsters 12-11 in the middle period. And then there were goals to be had in the third. Zach White was able to come out and tie the game for this team at 3:30 of the third period. Massive moment. As I mentioned before, it felt like after giving up those first two, the Thunderbirds were the better team from that point, and they had done such a good job and a hard-working, play to get it back to even. And it felt like they had climbed the mountain just to get it back to even when White tied it at 3:30 from Roman Kramer and Kaysen Gallant. But just as quickly as that goal went up, Gus Ford scored his second of the game. 3:41 from 3:30 to 3:41, 11 seconds later. Gus Ford scores to make it 3-2 for Athens. Jesse Lowell and Garrett Malin assisted on the goal. Luke Croucher scores a power play goal at 8:48. Gus Ford gets his hat-trick goal at 5:15 with an even strength scoring play. Croucher's goal was assisted by Carter Shinkarik. Then it was Garrett Malin, Eric Neely on the Gus Ford goal. And the final goal was scored with just over a minute to play, 63 seconds left for Devin Maye. John Calgion on the assist, and that made it, again, a 6-2 final. So that's how things stood tonight. 13-7, Thunderbirds outshot them again in the third period, 45-33. Showing here in the building is 46-33, so I think it'll be 14-7. The final shots on goal there in the third period, so 46-33, but it's a 4-goal loss. Gus Ford's the first star, Garrett Malin the second star, Carter McPhail the goaltender, who had to make 43 saves in tonight's game. Again, on 46 shots, or it'd be 44 on 46 when that's finally updated there at the end. He had to face, high shot volume. I mentioned that during the third period, as that was certainly, one of the high marks of the game for the Thunderbirds. Something they did well. It's put a lot of shots on that goaltender, who's a very good goaltender, the starter for the Athens Rock Lobsters, but he was able to collect the third star for tonight's game. We saw several penalties in the game. I think one of the biggest moments was no doubt the fight there from Jan Salak, stuck up for his teammate in front of the Thunderbirds bench there as he went right at Eli Leifers. A couple of quick punches, wasn't a ton to the fight. But I thought it certainly gave the team some energy. Gave the team some energy in a spot where they needed it. And unfortunately not enough to come back and erase the final there. As Twin City needed more offense in the later moments of the third period, just unable to get it tonight. And the final score, 6-2. Tomorrow's game is Atrium night. And we hope to see you here again. It'll be a 6:05 puck drop for the matchup here tomorrow. It'll be the final time this season that the Thunderbirds play a game against the Rock Lobsters. It'll be the final time in the regular season the Thunderbirds will play a Saturday night home game. It'll be the final time in the regular season that the Thunderbirds wear specialty sweaters. We're getting down to the final few games here. We're in the last 3 weeks. Thunderbirds now have 5 games remaining. And as I mentioned, the good news is 3 of the 5 are at home. They don't know how many points they're going to need. They may need all 15. All 15 may not be enough. But they've certainly got to go out and do something, I think, to start building momentum into the final couple weeks. They got to go out and find a way to beat this Athens team that they have not done all season long. If they do get into the postseason, Athens is likely the team that they would see. And so you're going to have to beat this team at some point. And no better time than to go out, do it tomorrow. And that'll be the plan. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can accomplish that goal and get a win over this team for the first time all season long tomorrow. So again, it is a 6:05 puck drop Atrium Health Night. The specialty sweaters will be auctioned off following the game in section 113 when the matchup is over. If you are on your way home and you're tuning into the broadcast and attended tonight's game, thanks for joining us. And thanks to everyone at home listening in, watching as well. We'll be back tomorrow with a 5:45 pregame show ahead of a 6:05 puck drop. Until then, Kendall Grayson signing off from the press box here at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena, where the final score is the Athens Rock Lobsters 6 and the Twin City Thunderbirds 2. Until tomorrow night, good night